Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
And a good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, proudly presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you for tuning in live. If you're on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I guess Apple Music's out there too.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Or also thank you to those listening to us on the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Today on the show, it is Matt Iwanyk, it is Tom Gazzola, it is Jasmine Sidhu, and we've got the empty chair as we wait for the grand entrance from Shawn Belle,
go,
who will grace us with his presence within the next 10 minutes or so. And I don't know, I set the camera up nicely beforehand, and
Yeah, you did.
I didn't want to zoom it in after.
It's toasty in this studio today.
It was actually nice. Oh, it was bad yesterday. I was working on the AC. Like, we had to get the AC going, but it wasn't working.
It's hard working with a converted concert venue that is now an office space, now a studio.
Yeah. I came in and it was cool, but now like this room is pretty warm. I should have kept the doors open.
Yeah, I asked you to do that yesterday because I was like, I can't be shiny on air.
No, like throughout the night.
Yeah, oh, okay.
I should have kept it open because like when I walked in, it was actually quite cool in here today. But obviously this room didn't get the message of being cool today. Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage Experts, proud sponsors of the EST Hangout. 75% off 12 weeks on 5x5 units. That offer ends January 31st. For more details on that or to find convenient locations nearest you, check them out. Sentinel.ca. How are we all doing today? Jasmine's tired. She was at the game yesterday.
Yeah, I was at the game yesterday.
We ran into each other.
We did. It was good to see you. Yes. I'm sorry I stepped on... What do you call those shoes that you and... not Trev.
LG.
Eric have. Yeah, what are those?
They're slippers, but they're like thermo slippers.
Thermo slippers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I stepped on...
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
they were white. It's okay. It was pretty... They got dirty afterwards because of the snow
Easy
in
to clean.
downtown. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but your coat, fabulous.
Thank you. I wore the
I
new
saw it
coat.
in person.
Appreciate it. Very soft.
Yes.
I like it. I like it a lot. Shout out to Sean Hill, Reed Clark over at City of Champs for this sick Trappers hat.
Sick.
Yeah.
Very
you got
sharp.
one too last week, right?
Yeah, I got it. Because I've actually known like creating a little collection of hats in my office.
You have a great collection of hats.
I've got a St. Albert Rugby Club.
Excellent spot.
Was there an FC Edmonton in there?
Yeah,
There's now
I know
a different Edmonton Trappers.
Yeah.
And I think I have one more right now.
You have an
like
Eskimos.
Edmonton Eskimos hat
Retro.
from like Dean Belanger gave me that one from like a long ago. So
That's nice.
yeah, I should put up like a shelf in there and just put hats in there.
The decoration around here is getting better. I have to say.
Yeah, I have to. There's a few things we're still missing to putting up. My office needs a little bit more work. Tube Socks did give us the dog poker a while ago. We never put that up.
Oh, the
yet.
painting.
Yeah, I need to put that up somewhere at some point.
Yeah. Doable.
And then we do have the dartboard we still have to put up too. We just don't know where to put that up.
Good point.
There is other renovations going on. Stay tuned to the Reed Wilkins Show and our Instas for that.
I said it smells like my Nono's garage in here today.
I love the smell
And I
of
said,
paint.
what's that? Paint. Fresh lumber.
I got used to it already.
Power tools.
I like that smell.
Right at
Paint?
home. Yeah.
I
It's
gave
like
it
fresh.
I gave it a good whiff yesterday when Jay was painting. I went up and I gave it a good whiff. He agreed with it. He's like,
boy.
this smells great.
There's things we don't know about you.
I will say that, like, it's been discussed before. I think it can happen. I think a smell draft would be wonderful. I think that you guys could do a smell draft one day with the EST drafts.
Okay, I missed this yesterday because I was at the rink, but apparently 45 minutes on Handsome Man Draft.
I wanted to get into the Handsome Man draft, but once we started talking about it, one, you have kind of like, we don't have a lot of females on all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So we get one female to talk about handsome men. Like, yeah, she's going to be someone we're going to defer to.
I would.
And then Trev and I had our thoughts, and obviously the nasties got in, and it got away from us.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty says, I heard him on the morning show go, well, maybe a little longer than it should have. No, it shouldn't have. I think it went a perfect amount of time.
Hang on.
We were trying to check off the list of handsome men, and we helped with the draft prep. Any of you four that want to be ready, we gave some good names out there. You have to find some sleepers still, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But in terms of the top talents, I think we did a good job.
Yeah, I think so too.
When we started this show, the nucleus was talk about anything and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, loosely attached to sports because it is a sports station. But that was the premise, was talk about whatever. We have a big draft coming up. We're pumping the you-know-what out of this draft.
On our show.
On our show.
We're giving up our 2 hours of our show.
Friday vibes.
I don't have any qualms.
I think it's because Dusty didn't want us maybe throwing out too much stuff.
Giving away his list.
Other people would figure stuff. Because we're like, I was learning some things. Who was somebody that I found that you weren't a big fan of?
Oh, is Ryan Gosling? I keep hearing people or girls
we didn't mention Ryan Gosling yesterday.
It was on my mind. I purposely didn't.
Why is he?
Because he gave me the ick.
Gosling did?
I've heard this from a few different
Why did
women.
Ryan Gosling give you the ick?
I don't get it.
Because when I went to South Carolina, I went to this park and it's where they shot a scene from The Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to the staff there and they said that he was a D-I-C-K.
Dick. You could say Dick.
Oh,
You just
he
say
was a dick.
Richard.
Dick's not bad. He's a dick.
Yeah.
They said he was a diva-like. And
Really?
they said his co-star, on the other hand, Rachel
McAdams?
Yes, they
Also
said she
Canadian.
was very lovely.
Two Canadians.
And very nice,
Really?
as opposed to him.
She seems like a sweetheart.
That's good to know then.
Yeah,
for
like he's
this.
Canadian. He's a good-looking guy, but it's like just because you're good-looking doesn't make you attractive.
Right. It's the accoutrement.
Yeah.
She was a fan of Austin Matthews initially. And then as I was
just
pulling up
got
pictures,
roasted.
she immediately was like, and I did if I can put up one picture, she's like, yeah, snack. It was all like, well, she's trying to
He showed
defend
me
it,
like
but she
10
couldn't.
pictures and then, the hairline, I
He's got
get
a
it.
big forehead.
He's got a huge forehead.
But I said, here's the thing though, Tommy. You don't necessarily have to have a beautiful mug, but if you dress well and the way you carry yourself, that's attractive.
I could see that.
Right?
I get that.
I haven't seen, outside of the one commercial that you referenced.
The one with
The
he's-
RBC one or whatever it is.
RBC.
yeah, that one. It's actually I will give him credit for his acting in that because he's pretty good.
Yeah, he does
He's
a
very
good
chipper.
job.
I thought he was good.
Yeah, we got into a nice little prep for that.
Okay,
I don't know if anyone's going to listen to me because why would anyone want to listen to me as the quote unquote disgraced former commish?
That's fact.
One thing I threw out there was the fact that maybe there should be an Edmonton Sports category. Not talking media, but I'm talking sport, like people that have come through the city of Edmonton in some way, shape, or form. Whether maybe born in Edmonton or whether played for the Oilers or the Eskimos, Elks, Trappers, or whatever. Maybe a little bit of that.
I think
we threw out quite a few names when that one.
Surrey
Like
would have to be up there.
came in.
Joffrey Lupul, a good-looking dude.
We had quite a few come in for that one.
Well, Cam Talbot. Talbot's a good-looking guy. Great guy. Awesome dude.
The beard.
Luke
the beard
Gazdick.
makes
I was talking with Gaz a little bit yesterday. We were texting back and forth.
He's had a glow up, especially in post playing.
Yeah, for sure. He's had a glow up.
He looks way better now. Like he's gotten better looking.
Yes, yeah.
Let's clip this and send it to him today.
Yeah.
Somebody clip it. I'm going to send it. Hey,
SD winner.
he is an SD winner.
He's an SD winner.
He was nice enough to send me a screen grab of me in the background of the Chris Knobloch scrum yesterday. And I was like, thank you, Gaz. I appreciate that.
I love it when people do that.
I was
used
a
to do
scrum
that to you
lurker
too,
in that
yeah.
one. I was like,
I wish he would do a man bun. Some guys can pull it off. I think he could.
don't do that,
The man,
Gaz.
I'm not the biggest fan of man
No?
buns. Always.
I'm not.
Awful.
It depends who. Like sometimes you look like
100%.
but sometimes you look, like that was made for you. That's the man bun.
The only guy I know that could pull off the man bun is my boy Cesar C's over at Archetype. Great guy. Younger guy, but he's got the Latino flavor and he could pull it off. That's the only guy I know that can do that.
I need to get into the nasty chat right away. But did you see
Sure.
the new graphic that we got?
He did.
Jasmine getting like ahead of us.
Good.
Building.
Because remember, I was like, let's get Jasmine in there. And you probably had
So
it on your
sweet.
mind already. And we did the
I didn't
promo
do that.
shots.
I
with
didn't
her.
even bring that up. I don't know if you brought that up or if Trevor brought that up.
I did not.
I think I
Trev
might have
brought it
said
up.
something
Trev.
like,
You may have.
Trev, well done, buddy.
I don't know if you saw it.
I love that.
I didn't get a chance. I'll critique it later and be like,
don't
this and
I-
this and this.
Don't critique.
I think her being in front of us is excellent. It's appropriate.
Maybe I'll ask.
That's a good one. Good job, Trev.
I'm very honored.
Or Zach.
I'm honored by the nasty.
I think that was Trev. Trev took the picture.
By you guys, so
Okay,
thank you. Yeah, Trev, he took pictures yesterday.
My hands are full. Click, 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 click. Yeah, El Presidente, second. And look at that. Jasmine now on the front page of the show.
So honored.
Love it.
Penner's Pancakes has the first jazz pick on the intro. I'm just getting through the
Well done.
nasty chat going through there.
Yeah.
I don't know who this one was for. Mitchie R going, damn, I missed that handsome man. Oh, the conversation yesterday. That
was-
makes sense.
yeah, we
It was by the first hour.
Yeah.
If you go back to yesterday, it's all there.
One of my sleepers was Dave Franco.
Oh.
I find him to be very attractive.
That's,
or very handsome,
what's his name?
Yeah, James Franco's
James
brother.
Franco's brother. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you, VR, for the message in the nasty chat. I appreciate the love.
Andrea.
I appreciate the love too, you guys, so much. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And that was a sincere one to VR. He gave me some nice love.
Aw.
Mike. Andrea says she loved hanging out in her grandpa's shop when he worked on woodworking projects. Well, Andrea, it smells like that in here.
Fresh cut wood. When you go into a shop and they're cutting it and that sawdust is in the air. Love it.
It is
It's
very
amazing.
satisfying. Martin says Jarrett Stoll has to be high on the good looking list, and he married Aaron Andrews, a football expert.
He's very manly.
He's a good looking.
I saw that one late once we changed conversation, so I didn't go back to it. But for like, if we're talking Oilers and stuff, or like an Edmonton Sports one, like somebody's at sports media. No, like there's not many to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard them talking about me. I was like, oh,
What? It's like Tom.
thanks. Well, Tony Bra's a good looking guy.
That's it. I forgot about Tony.
Great hair.
Yeah, he's got great hair.
To fill out 4, we're stretching a little bit.
Yeah, I said Iwanyk. I said Trev.
But
Trev.
Yeah.
I think you go to the athletes and we could connect it and maybe we could. But that's
Athletes
my little. I'm just
would be
throwing that
better.
out there to when you guys do your categories, and next Friday we will get fully into that.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Jasmine's right. It is nice Friday vibes when we do draft days.
It really is. Yeah, it gets silly, puts people in a good mood. Should be good.
Look who it
speaking
is.
of good-looking buggers.
Hello.
Belzy is
Belzy in the
here.
house.
He's got
Give you a round of
coffee.
clicks.
Oh, he's gonna drink
Got
that
those
shit,
just
yeah.
sitting there. If you want to crack in, you could crack in.
It's because you were so good yesterday on the post-game show.
Nice, slow sit.
Nice and slow.
We didn't get
Very
the
well
noise.
done.
Well done. Well done. More around
And
the
you get
clicks
used to
again
it,
for Belzy. What an entrance.
It's like I know what I'm doing. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Oh yeah, how do I forget about Gene? Gene.
Gene,
I
yeah.
have to go in there.
I asked-
We're good. Just coffee? Did you put a little something?
Nope.
Oh,
Straight
just
up.
coffee.
I got a game after, so I can't.
Oh yeah, today
Oh.
you guys skate?
Yeah.
Like you're playing? Or
Yeah.
you're coaching?
Was it Soldiers of Fortune with the Edmonton Oilers alumni?
Cool.
Oh, you're doing the alumni skate. Very good.
Yeah, Tommy, I decided to pack my bag for the first time in a year, leave the friendly confines of Silent Ice Center, and head to Rogers.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Now, I fully understand after getting the tour on Saturday of the friendly confines of Silent Ice Center why you wouldn't pack your bag and go any other arena, because it's like an NHL locker room.
It is.
Seriously.
And I don't want to move.
Yeah, I
Imagine
get
carrying
that.
your bag. Like, what's that?
Get wheels.
I couldn't.
Maddie,
That's the worst.
Maddie,
There's-
don't even do that.
There's harsh judgment to those who have wheels on their bag.
The
and for good
only
reason.
excuse you have to wheels on your bag is if you have 2 cases in your bag.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only reason. Outside of that, don't even walk into that dressing room
Cases
with
of
wheel bag.
Pepsi, Jasmine.
Oh.
After
Coke.
games, they drink
We
some
only
nice
drink
pop.
Pepsi.
Oh my
It's they get
God.
that sugar back into
Yeah.
the system.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
happens.
Exactly. Replenish
It's really
the sugars.
Do the so wait, I'm sorry. So you drink hockey players drink Coke or Pepsi after?
No.
Or just
That's-
Pepsi?
Oh,
You're so innocent. It's straight up beer.
how are you?
The best feeling after a game is that first sip of beer.
You have so many Pepsis in your bag. Like
Like, you guys are weird. You got an addiction.
Pepsi.
Straight up sugar.
understand. Oh my goodness.
This is just like last week when you told her about the modern measure and like the power play. TNT took it.
Yeah.
And then Belzy and PK had a chat about it. PK took it, and she believed you at
I
that
swear
point.
by that.
Oh,
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's
sorry.
big. Wow.
Yeah. No,
I was
that's
like,
good.
Really? And
Yeah.
Yeah,
meals?
Pepsi
No,
and only
okay.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
Wow. I need to work on myself.
That's
Yeah.
okay. We're here to help you.
You know what?
No,
It's all good.
VR says don't ever change, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I agree.
There's nothing like having a few Pepsis in the steam room.
Oh,
Yeah,
The
so I was
best.
like, that's gross.
Get that Pepsi all hot and bothered by the time you get out of there.
syrupy Pepsi. Steam room was great, by the way. That was
It's nice. It's
that was
nice,
a long
yeah.
day Saturday because we were on location at Summit for Hello Hockey, and then we were off to the Oilers Alumni Bonspiel. Great event, by the way. His team lost. in the
Finals.
final. You guys had a great team. I had an awesome team. Shout out to Between the Sheets and all the ladies there. They wanted in on the fun spiel, but I told them like it's sold
We
out.
sold out.
Yeah.
EST Fun Spiel presented by Lloyd Sad Insurance Brokers. Sold
Yeah.
out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Next year, maybe we'll go a bit bigger.
Karen, Lene, Shelly, and Candace. But
Can I ask just a quick favor? Can you just slightly open that door?
It's toasty.
Why is it
in
on
here.
cremate levels in here?
It's,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
you don't have to open it all the way,
Yeah,
but
I
just
feel
then
it.
crack it open a bit.
Yeah,
It's-
this is almost as warm as the steam room at Silent Ice Center that we got. Belzy and I had lunch, and then we're like, he's like,
Oh,
you
you're
want
good now.
to go for a steam? And I was like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
We had a nice relaxing steam, and then we were off to the Bonspiel. It was great. Thank you to Pat Garland, by the way, over at the Alumni. Aaron, Brianne, absolutely fantastic. Shout out to Gavin and Angela at Shamrock, and I'm very much looking forward to the fun spiel. They do a great job.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
where
gets
like
involved.
some people like, do you need help or like with certain things and like, or how's this gonna go? I'm like, I think I'm pretty good because it feels like Gavin and them they do quite a bit of these.
They're
and then I
excellent
knew they
at
did
them.
the alumni. They do the alumni one and
Yep.
stuff, and I'm like, and then like even the plan that they had that they sent me earlier, I was like, this is gonna be like the actual organization. This is gonna be pretty simple
Yep.
for me.
Pretty streamlined.
So I'm pretty excited about that. I have to have a chat with him, I think, next week just to finalize some things, but we'll be good to go.
He's a nasty.
Surveyor Brett saying Jasmine always wonder why it was called Beer League and not Cola League. Just never.
Not the pop
Very good
league.
point.
Why do you guys keep calling it the Beer League?
Yeah. That doesn't
Oh
make
my
sense when
God.
you're cracking Pepsi.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh man. Well, I didn't get much rest. I was at the game last night. Shout out
Bottle
to
service.
Ashley. She took me and we had a girl date and it was fabulous. Had a lot of fun with her.
Is she over Sunday?
You know what? We talked a lot about that. I don't think she is yet.
That's fair. That's fair. Ravens fan.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how you're doing. You needed a hug.
I'm getting. If I start thinking about it, I just get a little pissed off again.
Do you need a hug?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Thank you. I appreciate that though. But
I'm here for you,
I feel
buddy.
good.
I'm here for you.
It's a tough loss.
It's
a
one.
really tough loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is what it is in the end. It's who the Ravens are. That's what the Ravens do. So
That means
They build you up and then let you down.
they find a way to stub their toes multiple times,
Yeah.
and you go back and you think like, just if you would have just not done that one thing on one of them,
Yeah.
you could have won that game. But
It's like you want them to show up at your funeral just so they can let you down one more time.
Oh.
Boom.
come on. Let's be fair here.
I will give the credit, the one
Yeah.
credit to the Ravens. I have gotten 2 Super Bowl wins as a Ravens fan, so I'm very pleased about that. But I want another. I want Lamar to get his.
Yeah.
But okay, the Bills, they're going up against the Chiefs. Let's see if they can knock off those Chiefs. I don't want the Chiefs in the playoffs. Or not in the playoffs, in
In
the Super Bowl.
most
Don't want the Chiefs.
worlds, I would agree with you, but I'm just not a fan of the Bills. So I'm like, okay, Chiefs, just please.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
I will say this. I would if the Commanders win,
Yeah.
I could live with the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. Because I could go all in on the Commanders
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl game. If the Eagles win, I don't like Philly.
I don't like
Philly.
I would rather see the Chiefs beat Philly. Straight up.
no anybody but the Chiefs.
I haven't liked.
I've just never
the
liked Philly,
Eagles
like,
since
overall.
McNabb and Owens.
Because,
I was all in when they had
McNabb
both of
and
them.
Owens,
Yeah.
I was
okay.
all in.
yeah,
I'm like,
cool
I love
guys.
them.
I like
they're,
McNabb.
they're awesome.
McNabb,
Even
yeah.
the controversy that those two had, them butting heads, but then they get on the field and it was just like nothing was going on. I was all in, and then they broke up, and I was like, I'm done. Can't deal with it. No longer an Eagles fan.
I don't have the Chiefs hate that a lot of people seem to percolate with.
Not even after the weekend game.
No. I think Patrick. Listen, I love watching Patrick Mahomes. Kermit the Frog voice or not, protected or not.
Do you like
True.
Jackson Mahomes as well?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. You showed me Jackson Mahomes, and I think he's
With his
obnoxious.
goodbye TikTok video.
And now it's gone. It's back.
Oh God.
No,
I sent that to
I
someone
don't
because someone
like
sent that to
Jackson
me. I was like, I
Mahomes.
want this to piss you off too.
I don't care for
It's
him.
awful.
So bad.
Did you know Pat Mahomes' dad, Pat Mahomes Sr., played for the Trappers?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did know
The
that.
thing I will say about the Chiefs, right? I don't mind watching history. And if there's one thing that happens if the Chiefs go and win again, is we're watching another dynasty.
They're fun to watch.
And that I will give. That's where I don't hate them as much. I'm a little tired of them. I'm ready for that next one. I wouldn't mind seeing the Bills get their shot. Like, I know enough Bills fans.
Woof.
I know, and look, I Dolphins fan. I get there's that the division connection, and for usually I do cheer against the Bills, but Yaremchuk, Eric, Renee, Am I missing any other Bills fans that I know? Like, there's Bills. I know quite a few, and it's like I'd like to see you at least get to the Super Bowl.
Good fans.
So you can go enjoy yourself.
Okay,
fans.
Although
good fans, and that's why I grabbed
chance
you, Matt.
missed right.
Yeah.
I almost think like they are good fans, but we see too much Bills, and they're like everybody's second favorite team.
They're the lovable losers.
They are lovable losers.
That's fair.
And they continue to be lovable
Because of the
losers.
table breaking?
I'm getting
No,
along
I don't.
with that stuff.
That stuff's weird.
But that's part of what they do. It's like this is why people love them so much is because their fans are crazy. They're in the cold. They've got their shirts off. They do whatever. They're breaking tables. They're jumping off. They're doing all sorts of things. It's fun. It's awesome. I love it. But at the end of the day, it's the Bills. And realistically, I should be a Bills fan because they're one of the closest teams to Canada.
No,
realistically, I
that
should be. But I'm just saying, I think that's why a lot of people.
You don't need to. You should.
No, but I do think that's why a lot of people
like
are
Seattle.
Bills fans.
Yeah.
But that's the same as Seattle. I think a lot of people from Canada are fans of those two teams.
Detroit
because
is
it's
literally
so close.
across the river from.
That's
Windsor.
one of the reasons I actually don't like the Bills, though, is
Yep.
how much love TSN gives to the Bills.
Yeah.
That they shove it down our throats just because
Yep.
they're close to Toronto and they're trying to be Toronto's team or something like that. And the fact that like Davis Sanchez and I can't remember who the anchor was are in Buffalo before that game.
Yeah, in the
Yes.
parking lot.
Yeah.
by
And
the
it's
way.
just like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so like this is
Yeah.
your TSN. You're carrying all the NFL games. You're not going to any other game. You're not at any other like if this game was in Baltimore, you probably wouldn't even go to that one, even if it was Bills. It's just his like don't force the Bills down Canada's throat here.
I agree.
That's where I then get a little annoyed
point.
with it.
Yeah.
And then with I will say I don't mind the organic part of Bills Mafia in the tailgating area. I don't like that it's like blown up virally now.
I know.
So now they're like playing into it. Like how could we go even crazier with this? It's just let it be organic, and I'm cool with it.
Like that burger guy that every game for the last 30 years, he puts a burger in front of fans and they take ketchup, mustard, and relish and they just drench him in it. Have you seen this?
Yeah, well, you know what? They're drinking
No.
a lot of Pepsi.
Well played.
Timothy in the nasty chat. Ravens do what the Ravens do best: beat themselves with a sad face. As a Ravens fan, I admire you, Matt. I'm not over it. I'm still obsessed. And Ashley, who you went to the game with yesterday, she's in saying, "Morning all, fun time, Jasmine, and not over it, Maddie. I think of Lamar and Henry and all of them this season, and just sad and mad at what should have been." And I agree with that.
Like, you guys are also forgetting Josh Allen is a very wholesome person. He is just a very likable quarterback as well, unlike Mahomes.
I find Mahomes very likable.
I don't mind Mahomes.
I say
I feel
okay,
like Mahomes is more likable than Allen.
yeah.
What?
I would say
Yeah.
Mahomes this weekend is the first time I'd go like with the full arm out with the dive. That's the first time you go, Patrick, really? Patrick,
I like how you
sit
said
down.
Patrick.
Patrick.
Yeah.
I'd like to speak to you as a father, Patrick. So then, how do you say that?
Daddy, Daddy.
Daddy Matty.
But beyond that, he is very, very wholesome. He's not like this ripped guy. Like actually, when you see him with it, he looks like an average dude.
He's kind of like built like a sack of laundry.
Yeah, and he's not his brother. You compare him to his brother, he just seems actually pretty normal.
No, I get the
So
whole.
I like Patrick Mahomes actually quite a bit.
Sure, he doesn't have any controversy. Like, he married his high school sweetheart, has 3 kids with ridiculous names. Like, that's fine. Like, I get it. He's a good guy. He did everything the right way. I get all that.
Wholesome.
Yeah, no.
So how's
that's
he not
wholesome.
likable?
I don't like him. I don't like him on the field. He's a whiner. I don't like him. His wife's annoying. His brother's annoying. Yeah.
See, I'm not going to blame the family for
Tell
him
me
on the
how you
field.
really feel.
Why not? You're connected.
Do you like Haley Steinfeld?
You know what? I don't know much about her, and that's why I like her, because she's not thrown in my face like some
So then
celebrities.
tell me
Somebody doesn't watch Pitch Perfect.
what makes Josh Allen so wholesome.
There's a clip I can send you guys later. It's like 5 moments of him, going to hospitals, being with children.
You don't think Patrick Mahomes does that? I can
does
find
that.
videos of that for you and send those to Patrick Mahomes to you.
And then he went right to Lamar after the game. Class.
You don't
It's
think
kind of
Patrick
like
Mahomes goes
the standard.
to the other quarterbacks after the game?
Show me a clip.
Go dig one up.
Because
Brock-
he went, everybody was trying to talk to him, sorry. Everybody was trying
That's
to talk
fine.
to the media, and he was like, no, I want to talk to Lamar. I'm going to give him a hug first.
That's
Sorry.
also kind of showboating a little. Not showboating, but like being like, no, I need to see Patrick. Anyway, Bronco Nick says, shout out to the Bills fans who donated to Mark Andrews' charity after the game. Classy. Agreed.
That was
Well
classy.
said.
Yeah, Mark Andrews needs to be traded.
Martin
Oh, boy.
says
Oh, yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles, former team of Henry Gizmo Williams. Mahomes is likable, but it's his brother and wife that bring him down. Yeah, I haven't watched Quarterback on Netflix. Somebody put it on, and I watched like 20 minutes of it. I'm like, this show sucks. I can't stand it.
Was it boring?
No, it was but it like went into these quarterbacks' lives. I'm like, I can't stand Kirk Cousins.
Oh, I see.
I don't want to know what's her name, Brittany Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Me too.
I just
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Just no, thank you. I know I'm not gonna like this. I watched the first 2 episodes of Receiver. Have a lot of respect for
Yeah, great
Amon-Ra
show.
St. Brown.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And I really like that more than what I saw from Quarterback. The Jackson Mahomes thing, somebody showed me his I think it was Trev showed me his like TikTok or Instagram once. I'm like, this guy's an idiot.
Idiot.
And I try to isolate Patrick
it's kinda
from those
It
others.
sucks. Like these rich kids, that they're just rich because their family did everything for them.
That happens.
And
And,
then they
that's
just go on
always
TikTok.
happened.
This
And
is
it's
the
never going to go
generation.
away.
Apparently, there's a new generation beta or something coming out.
What's that?
I don't know. I have the
After
notes.
Gen
I
Z.
actually have heard that.
Yeah.
After
Generation.
Gen Z,
And there's
it's
so many
now
jokes I can
beta or
follow
something.
that, yeah.
No, that's not a compliment at all.
But it's
It's not.
No.
Sunday AFC NFC Championship game. Winners move on to the Super Bowl as is tradition. Super Bowl Sunday. Join us, Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, just off Fort Road, where every day is game day, but they will be there for Super Bowl on Super Bowl Sunday. Under $10 food and drink menu. Prizes every quarter, including Elks home opener tickets, jerseys. Win your tab. You can enter to win your share of $1,000 in prizing. You do want to get a reservation, so give them a call or send them an email, edm.centurysports@cnty.com, or message us here and we'll pass along that email address. The under $10 menu: smoked brisket cheesecake, $9.
Yeah.
Surf and turf, $9.99. Pound of wings, $9.50. Chili cheese hot dog with a choice of side, $8. Garlic dry ribs, $8.50. Bud Light, $8 for 23 ounce. Team feature cocktails, $9. And then I think that those are 2 ounces. Alicat 6 o'clock or lagers are $8. You can get a bucket of 4 for $29.
I love the bucket.
That's all at Centric Casino. Super Bowl Sunday. We will be there. So get your reservation in because last year that they filled up. So make sure you get your reservation in
you
early.
gonna
Join
come
us
through?
for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have games, so maybe.
It's
Depends
a
what time we
blast.
play.
It's a blast.
Yeah,
What time do you guys play till?
I don't know. I don't know what time the game's at. I haven't even looked at the schedule.
You guys can't be having games during
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
There is games on the Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, but like
I haven't looked at the schedule.
who makes your schedules?
Well, we can have a different conversation.
Because if
Accost
anyone
that person right
if
now.
anyone creates a schedule that includes a game during Super Bowl, they should not be making schedules anymore.
Come off it.
It's like the
I don't
NHL does a
disagree
great
with you.
job. Like
There's-
the
yeah.
NHL will play on Super Bowl Sundays, but they play in the morning.
Yeah.
Perfect. Give people what they want in that sense, but not during the Super Bowl. Just no Eagles. Honestly, just no Eagles. They're boring. Their
They're
quarterback's
boring.
hurt.
Boring.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He can't
They
do
already
it right
won
now.
championships. Sorry.
Also have the Chiefs
Just
in the end.
interrupted Maddie.
I wouldn't mind the Commanders. You want to know something? Bills Commanders. Eric versus Jay. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be.
I would have a great time with that.
Yeah, it's going to be an unreal weekend regardless though for football.
Then it's almost over.
Yeah.
3 more football games
It's
left.
so sad.
That is sad.
And then
though,
I have to
Nate.
It's
wait.
so sad.
Yeah.
And then we have to wait till June for football to come back because I don't care about the UFL.
Nah.
June will
Like
be.
don't
my
think
life
anybody does.
drastically changes over the course of a football season.
All of us do.
By the time
Yeah.
week 16 hits,
Mm-hmm.
I lose, I gain about an hour of my day back because I'm not worried about fantasy football anymore.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
true.
Then all of a sudden playoffs hit. When that's done, now I get my Sundays back. Like it's actually quite nice.
I guess.
But
in
at the
that
same
sense,
time,
the
like,
relief.
man, it's awesome.
Mhm. But maybe the first couple Sundays, but then after you're like, you're missing something.
I get my golf during the day, which is nice.
Yeah.
F1's not far away from starting up, which is during the day. I got my soccer during the day for weekends. The nights, though. Like, no college football, no CFL, no NFL for me. The Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. Yes, there's hockey night in Kansas, but it feels empty to me that there's no football I can watch.
Time for HBO, I guess.
Well, thank God White Lotus is
Yeah.
coming out right away. And then
Exactly.
that goes into Last of Us season 2. I'm very excited about
Well,
that.
that's finally coming out.
Which one?
Last of Us
season
Yes.
season 2.
So I'm assuming it'll come out after White Lotus.
So has that been a full year or has it been 2 years since?
Jan of 23 it started. So it was I'll be over 2 years.
So why are we in this phase now where it's 2 years of shows? It drives me insane.
Me too.
Because I forget about it.
Yep.
But now they're going to force me to rewatch it. Maybe that's a kicker so that I can get back up to speed. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're going to go into season 2.
Okay, so one thing I will say is I just saw a TikTok recently where someone who was comparing TV from back in the day to TV now. And back in the day, there'd be like 22 episodes for a season.
Yeah.
It would take the course of an entire year. Especially season 1, you'd kind of get into it. Then season 2 would get a little better. 3 would get good. It would go for 10, 12 seasons. And you'd have to wait for the summer, and they're ready to go for the next season. And now we're into this. Here's a show you like, 6 episodes. And then you got to wait 3 years for the next one. And it's another 6 episodes. And you're going to wait 5 years for the next one. You're like, just give it to me now.
It's bull jive.
The flip side I will go to it, though, is
Never heard of that saying.
they put their best into it, and you get 6 or 7 or 8 brilliant episodes.
Cool.
No
2 years
fillers,
later.
no nothing.
What am I
Last of
supposed to
Us
do with
was
my time?
fantastic.
Like, why is that?
Is they can.
I
Well,
get that
it
they
depends.
can.
Okay, White
Is it like
Lotus.
actors
I
doing
can
other
speak for
schedules?
White Lotus in a sense of
Yeah.
like season 1 was not supposed to be season 1. It was supposed to be it. It was a mini series. It was supposed to be just that.
Mm-hmm.
You got that, and it did so well that they're like, "Hey, maybe we should do season 2." Took a while, but so then you have to write it. You got to cast it. All of that. You do it for season 2. I don't know if they also honestly. I think they did the same. I don't know if they were planning season 3 right off the bat, and then it took time, and then Mike White has to write it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to rush his writing. Last of Us, I don't know why that one. Like I would have assumed that they always knew that they were doing season 2.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you get right into it and have it a year later?
It's like Game of Thrones, 2 years, Dance of Dragons. I know
Yes.
that dragons are going to light themselves up. Like, I want to see it. I don't want to wait 2 years.
I didn't bother
the
with
most.
the second Game of Thrones series.
It's good.
Great.
I've
It's
heard-
actually
House
really
of
good.
Dragons, great.
Yeah, I've heard it's phenomenal. I just
Yeah.
don't want to put myself through that again. I'm like, I did it end to end with Game of Thrones, very satisfied. I'm leaving it there.
I didn't
Khaleesi gets
like-
killed by Jon Snow.
I got to do that with my
I
son.
didn't
Shut-
like season, what was it, 7?
Nobody liked
The final. The last season kind of was like,
Everybody
meh.
hated
They
it.
had
What
to
do you mean
end
it was
it. They had to
terrible?
end it somehow.
Yeah,
no,
but
it's
like,
because the writer was on yachts with like models.
Is that
They're
what's going
shaking
on?
their ass.
George
and he
Martin
did
was with
not,
models?
Yes, he
Really?
was. He was on yachts.
Wow,
and
he
he
paid
did
for
not.
those
my
ones.
boy.
He did not.
for those
He
ones.
was
He
he
earned it.
kept delaying the
Have
ending.
you ever
and
seen
kept
him?
delaying it. And the people that were the super nerds, because I know a few that refused to watch the rest of Game of Thrones because they wanted the book to come out first. And they waited and they waited and they waited, and he was not doing it because he was living his life.
I would do the same thing.
So yeah, but that's why they rushed the ending and they ruined it. They ruined the one of the most perfect shows ever made.
I took it as is.
I'm sorry, I was very invested in that show.
I was invested in that
Yeah.
show, and the thing I didn't like was the fact that for 6 seasons you're like, winter's coming,
Yeah.
winter's coming,
Yeah.
winter's coming,
Yeah.
winter's here, winter's done,
But then there
In
was
one
a massive,
episode.
you knew there was a massive battle.
and you could barely see it.
I loved
That
it.
battle should have lasted
Loved
at
it.
least 3 episodes.
You had a
Yeah.
red wedding.
That
You
was
had
great. That was
the
great. But that
Yeah,
was
that
that was like
Bolton
that was
do that
early.
thing.
First of its
They never
kind,
talked
too.
about.
Yeah.
They never talked about the red wedding coming. They talked about winter,
That's the
and you
brilliance
can't
of it.
have winter be
Yes.
done in one day,
That the winter
nice,
is coming
wouldn't it?
was the hook.
wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Winter is coming is the hook, so that thing's got to
January
last for a little
15th,
bit.
winter.
Teased you
Put a
and
little
then
bit
we're
of a
done.
carrot
light,
dangling.
Put a light on that thing.
They
You can barely
dangled the
see it.
carrot. And you got to eat the carrot in the last few episodes of
Nah,
the series.
nah.
I'll take heavy
No.
snowfall for like a week in January if that's all we get for winter.
Of course, Bran Snow or Bran. What's his last? What were they called?
The Raven. You're talking
Yeah,
about the Raven?
of course he's gonna be the new king.
Yeah, great.
I've never seen it,
It's great.
so I have nothing to say.
And then what's
You
her
should
name?
watch it, Maddie. It's
Don't
actually
tell
very
him.
good.
I have
Don't
zero
tell
interest
him
in
that you
watching
should
it.
watch
It's a great
Now
show.
he's now
Great
he's gonna
show.
resist.
Well, no,
More-
that's been told to me before. I have zero interest in watching it partly because I've been told the ending's terrible.
You wouldn't watch The Gladiator.
It's not. People
So I have
just
no
whine
interest
and
in watching the
complain.
ending
He's
of
not
it.
watching Gladiator?
no.
I've never seen it. I have no interest.
Gladiator?
Correct.
Come here so I can smack you.
Thank you.
Why would I come
here so I
here?
can
You
smack
come
you.
here
Come
and
here so I
smack
can
me.
smack you.
Top with IMDb,
No
and this
smacking.
guy's
That's gotta
gonna
be
watch
an HR
Gladiator.
violation.
Yes.
Like, what? No,
I never
really?
watched it when I was young, and I
Right?
just have no
That's my
interest.
reaction.
I'm good.
Oh, Dudley
Okay.
reminds us that there was a writer's strike for almost a year and a half. Good point.
Oh yeah, good point.
Mhm. Thank you, Dudley.
Matthew,
Are you still
That's
doing the
fine.
smack thing?
Matthew,
I tried.
Sean,
pull it together.
no, I'm perfectly
It's
good.
time for you to grow up
I've seen what I need to see.
and get Gladiator in your
I'm fine.
life.
Don't need it.
and then get 2 in your life.
Yeah,
Don't
'cause
need
the
it.
second one was unreal.
Cool. I know what I need to know.
What do you?
Are you not entertained?
What do you need
And
to
then
know?
the arm, thumb. Perfect. I've seen everything.
There's so much more to it.
Way more to
There's
it.
such a
Way
there's
more
such a
to
good
it.
story with
Everything
it.
I need.
Such a good
That is
story.
wild.
I am
You're
more than
missing
okay.
out.
I'm more than
You're
okay
wild.
with that. You want to know
Yeah.
something? I'll just go watch Lord of the Rings trilogy again.
Oh my god.
Ew.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
But if you don't like, no.
That's all I need.
No.
That's all I need in
You're
my
not-
life.
You should be on a timeout.
Thank
No.
you.
Martin
I was
texting
so
in.
angry. Sorry.
No, you're so angry about what? Go
That I
ahead.
haven't watched Gladiator, and I don't care to watch Gladiator. You want to? I watch enough.
my God.
I'm watching too much sports. I don't have time for Gladiator.
Belsey, I lost it.
The Scotties is coming up right
when
away
I
here.
found out. Oh,
I've got
yeah.
3 games a
Tommy was
day
here
for a
too.
week of the Scotties, and then I got the Briar, which is another 3 games a day.
Your Scotties, watch Gladiator, then get into the Scotties.
Scotties will be
Excellent.
right
Thank
here.
you.
On your
Exactly.
Sunday night, watch the Gladiator. For the love of God, please.
On Sunday.
Yeah, when the
I got the
football's
Farmers.
done.
Oh no, Farmers Insurance Open ends on Saturday. It's open. If golf this week goes Wednesday through Saturday. Weirdly enough, I got 2 football games. I got an NFC.
I'm not saying this
What am I
Sunday. I'm
supposed
saying
to
the
do?
next couple Sundays. Now
Well, the
the
Sunday
games
after
are
that's
done.
the Pro Bowl.
How about after? Oh yeah,
Oh,
'cause
you're not
gonna
watching
watch the
Pro Bowl games.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here.
Now you need a smack.
No, next
Yeah.
Sundays would be Pebble Beach, the Pro-Am. Love Pebble Beach.
The Pro-Am.
You.
That's one of the best golf tournaments.
If Bill Murray's in it, then it counts.
Well, they have those, but like they are playing an actual tournament still that doesn't involve the celebs. And then the week after, we got Waste Management with Super Bowl. Week after that is Bonspiel weekend plus
Fun Spiel.
the Scotties is getting going, so that takes me a week.
Gladiator might be in my top 3 movies.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's
Like,
very
I've got to
It's
prepare.
that good.
Yeah.
I got to
It's that
prepare
good.
for CFL free agency,
oh brother.
and then before I know it, it's
See,
March, and then I got to go golfing.
Excuse
golf
me.
time.
Do whatever it takes. Trust
I know,
me, I tried.
100%.
Okay, can I
100%.
text? I'm
Yes,
gonna
can you
read this
please read the
text.
text? We're yelling at Maddie to watch Gladiator.
I thought it was a clever text. Martin says, I can only assume with The Last of Us, they worked on Pedro Pascal's schedule. He seems to be in everything. I'm surprised he wasn't filling in for Belsey while he was running late.
He nailed it.
Who was running late?
You're all
Belsey's not running late.
Never late.
Belsey cannot be here for 9 o'clock. That is just, he has a commitment from something else. He's never running late. I've always assumed he'd be here about 9:20, 9:25. I don't think he's ever been here past 9:20.
No.
We've begun the show, but we want Belsey.
We want Belsey.
Otherwise, we
I
can't
have never
Belsey.
been late.
Anyway, Martin was making a point about
So
Pedro
Great.
Pascal.
Well, yeah, because he shot Gladiator 2,
Right.
which
He is in everything.
yeah, he is
actually. Yeah.
SNL.
And he's actually one of those actors that it's like, you know what? Likable.
very likable. Very
Yeah.
likable.
This is true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Great
Yeah.
SNL
Quite
episode.
good. Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
great.
One of the
Probably
best,
the best,
ones
yeah.
of the last few years.
Yeah.
Was Pedro
For a
Pascal.
long time,
And
though,
Paul Pascal too.
all I could remember from him was him getting his head crushed by the mountain.
Oh,
and
yeah.
exploding.
What was he? The Serp? No, he was the, what was the Scepter? Or what was his name in that?
I can't
Game
remember.
of Thrones.
Martell. No.
Yeah, he was
a
Martell.
Yeah. But he was like, man, he was wicked with that spear, dancing all over him, slicing
And
him
then
up,
just-
then got cocky, and then just head got crushed.
Mountain got him.
Farmers Insurance Open tees off at Torrey Pines in San Diego.
Oh, thank you, Matthew.
Just TSN gave me that alert.
Thank you for that.
Torrey Pines is one of probably my top 5 courses I want to golf in my life.
It's fair.
Tiger Woods has won there, I think, 8 times. Or is it 9? And it's a public course of San Diego. If you're a resident there, you could golf it relatively cheap.
That'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, you're golfing this course that the PGA comes to every year. That's your
Public.
public
It's a public
course.
course.
That's your public course. We've got Vic and Riverside and Rundle, and they've got Torrey Pines.
You can go to Torrey Pines and bring a
Oh.
case of Pepsi.
Oberyn Nimeros Martell, nicknamed the Red Viper. I knew it was like
Yeah.
a snake
Yeah.
nickname. Yeah.
Right, he was a good character in
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
The official drink of the Finnish long drink.
You're all over the place.
The official drink of EST Hangout. Legend 1952. A drink unlike any other. Sparkling freshman real liquor longdrink.com/Canada, where you can enter your postal code and find a liquor store nearest you that has it. And a buddy of mine texted me yesterday a picture of him drinking it. I don't know where he was, but he got it at a bar somewhere.
Very good.
And he went. It is actually quite refreshing. So he was enjoying it.
Has anybody
so
found the peach yet?
I don't think it's in Canada.
Really?
I can try to take a look tomorrow, because I'll be in Phoenix.
Lucky.
Yeah.
What's going on
Small
in Phoenix?
brag, hey?
Just vacay?
Just yeah, it's like that. I told Maddie like it was a Blue Monday this Monday.
I thought it was
so-
this past Monday.
Yeah, this past Monday.
Yeah.
So we booked. Me and my friends just booked a girls trip in and out because it's a quick
Airbnb?
flight. No, we got a hotel. Airbnbs are
Phoenician?
so expensive. You little.
What'd you say?
Because
The Phoenician.
Phoenician, so like sick. I like looked at it and it was like $26,000 for the weekend. And I was like, I'm not.
That's where we
staying here.
stayed when Dallas Aikens was the coach.
Well, I sent him a screenshot. It's
And we ended
wild.
up being late for the game because Dallas Aikens insisted us staying in Scottsdale, and there's 3 hours worth of traffic.
Mhm.
We got there like 10 minutes before warm up.
And Patty was sweating that time.
Oh, he
wasn't
was
Yeah.
very much in fear of his job,
Yeah.
potentially life.
A little disarray.
Think
Mhm.
about going to the
No big
restaurant
deal.
in there though. Checking it out.
It
looks
is a
beautiful.
beautiful resort.
Yeah.
Yeah, super
We're
expensive.
close by there though. So.
Is that where we stayed for the dad's trip when we went golfing?
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, that place is
There,
nice.
and then the Westin Kierland,
Yeah.
which was like a resort as well, where we stayed. It was super
I don't
nice.
remember which one that was, but
That
Yeah.
one, that is right beside the Phoenician, from what I remember.
Yeah. whatever one it was really nice.
It was
Yeah.
bueno.
Good
What are you
times.
chuckling about?
Oh,
That's where
just-
she's staying.
No,
Just-
she's checking about something else. Is it
No,
Big Yuke's
Yuki,
comment?
Yuki's just throwing a Canucks comment at me. That's
Jazzy, you know the Coyotes aren't in Phoenix anymore. You can't watch the Canucks there.
Are you a Canucks fan?
No, this is such fake news.
Well,
I
she
would
lives in
defend-
Vancouver now.
I have to defend myself.
This is
every
true.
time.
She knows more about the Canucks than anyone else
Mhm.
in this city, it seems.
Explain yourself.
When was the last time they played?
Yesterday,
And how did they do?
they lost.
See?
What was the score?
He sounds
I don't
sad.
know. The funny thing is, I don't know anything because I told these guys this
But she
morning.
knows that they played yesterday and they
Yeah,
lost.
and that's the only. I have so many notifications from yesterday because I went to the game yesterday, and I'm one
Mm-hmm.
of those people that can't do weekday games because I can't function.
That's fair.
I just don't know what's going on in the world. But I do know.
But
they
you know that
lost.
the Canucks
Yeah.
played. Doesn't know what's going on in the world
know
at
who
the
they
Oiler game,
played.
but knows that the
It's
Canucks.
like incriminating yourself a little bit.
But I'm being honest.
So, are you actually a Canucks fan?
No, I just hate
This
them.
is a safe space.
It's like
Do we need a
Chiefs.
lie
It's
detector
like,
test?
I
Can we buy
hate
one of those?
the Chiefs so much, but I know stuff about them, and it's like I hate the Canucks, so I know stuff about them. Also,
okay.
my
fair
whole
enough.
family, they're all in Vancouver, like,
Yeah.
and we're in group chats every day, and they're Canucks fans, so I just know by association.
So how do they feel about the whole incident?
Okay.
I'm not bringing up the whole thing.
Before
I'm
you
just
do that,
calling it
we
the
could buy a
incident.
$350 lie detector test and bring it in.
I think we should
$50?
probably should.
Obviously not accurate.
I don't know why there's these
They played the
pictures.
Buffalo Sabres.
I like the just.
They lost 3-2.
Yeah.
So there's a Get This Police Edition, and for some reason this is their
So
Get the
fake.
Truth, and two ladies just in bikinis.
That is unbelievable. I'm actually very impressed by that. And I'm also very impressed by the fact it's on Amazon.
Like, why?
Get this a polygraph police test, and all of a sudden, just get the truth. And these ladies just in full bikinis and stuff.
Brilliant. That makes
Yeah.
a lot of
good.
sense.
So yeah, what are to Belzy's question?
So how do they feel about the incident?
Well, they're obviously like they hate on McDavid, but more so they were talking about the statement that the Oilers released. They thought that was pathetic.
It was not good.
And I remember Tommy at the beginning of his show yesterday, he opened up about his thoughts that he wasn't too happy about it either.
Well, it was not necessary, but
They didn't say anything.
Yeah,
it-
that's
it-
but they shouldn't have said anything at all, correct?
there were a couple people, well, they didn't need to say anything. Of course they're upset. Of course they support what the fans feel. Again, my theory, and talking to some people around the rink last night during the intermissions, was it came from up top. Someone was angry and said, we need to say something. And they did. And they put out 2 sentences
Man,
of
you
nothing.
really put your foot down.
Yeah.
It
That's how I
didn't
feel
make
about
us
it.
look-
Yeah,
it didn't
good
make us
You're
job.
gonna be angry then, and come out and say like what
Yes.
you really feel. Sit
Yeah.
there and be like,
Exactly.
we're tired of how
Spit
McDavid
venom.
has to do this,
Superstar.
and he has
Yeah.
to go through the
Yeah.
gauntlet every single game, and once again that he had to take matters in his own hands.
Sure.
I really hope that the NHL actually starts calling the rulebook game and again.
Yes.
Like come out with an actual statement. Then.
Exactly.
If they did that, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they did was just like. I think Oiler fans across the board even like, what the hell is this?
Exactly.
If the Oiler fans aren't even going, thank you, good job, Oilers. If Oiler fans aren't even like giving you congrats and be like, yes,
Yeah.
you didn't do something that you probably should have.
Missed the mark.
Yeah, you mixed it by quite a bit.
And listen, I didn't even want to bring it up with the PR team because it was probably just like thrust upon them.
They'll roll their eyes.
I was just I was like, okay.
Yeah, it just made us look like a whiny franchise.
Yep.
Yep, it did. But
It made
here
them
we are.
look like a whiny franchise.
So then, okay, my follow up to that is: are we done with the conversation of this now?
No,
Please, I
It's
hope
not
we are.
going
So like,
away.
I don't care to talk about.
you have it
Move
until after Kraken.
Really?
Until he comes back.
Until
When he
back?
comes back and he plays a game, you see how he plays because the thing will be like, oh, is McDavid going to be pissed off? He's going to be pissed off from these 3 games and see how he plays. This is going to be a narrative to a degree. Like tomorrow is a big game, obviously, partly because it's the Canucks, the rematch, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Practice
Saturday
today.
Saturday's the next game. Is that Buffalo?
2:00.
That's a game where I think people will forget about it.
I agree.
Because who cares about that one?
Yeah.
But then the Kraken, it's back because McDavid's going to be back in line. We'll talk about it again. And if he goes off for 5, people will be like, see, he's pissed off. And it becomes a narrative again. So you got it for at least a week, I would say, still.
We can't lose against Buffalo without McDavid. Like, it doesn't matter.
You can't lose
McDavid
to
should not be
Buffalo
a
no matter
factor.
what.
Exactly, like the Canucks did.
Yeah.
Like, they can't.
What number are you wearing?
Right?
I will defend Oilers fans to one degree, though. I think that a lot of hockey, like, Oiler fans are mad not about the suspension. They're not mad that McDavid got suspended. They're mad at the play that with Garland and what led up to it. And I think hockey fans around the National Hockey League are thinking the Oiler fans are mostly and just really mad about the suspension. And I think they're misinterpreting what Oiler fans are really mad about.
But okay, so we talked about this. I think yesterday we talked about it, and it's like, why are people mad about what Connor Garland did? Because at the end of the day, this, like, yes, the game's changed, but this is not new. This is not new. There has been levels of like stuff that's happened that's way worse than that. Even if you go back to the Pietrangelo slash on Draisaitl, literally coaches would say, if you're catching a guy on a breakaway, you come down across his wrists as hard as you possibly can. And I'm not sitting here saying that that is a fair thing to do. I'm not saying that is the right thing to do. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is that this stuff's not new. That's a star player. Like we've talked about it ad nauseum that star players have to fight through more than ever in the NHL. So why are we surprised by it?
Do they really, though? Because there was the 90s and it was pretty bad.
Once again, the game has changed and they have to fight through things. And I think that there's a level to managing games so that it doesn't become quote unquote unfair.
Right.
And so should Connor get more penalties? 1,000%.
Yep.
I truly
Agreed.
believe that. Do I think that star players should get the benefit of the doubt more often? Yes, 1,000%. I do agree with that. But none of this is new. Like it would be different if like the four of us were now sitting in an NHL locker room making decisions and having communication and coaching these players, because it's a different mindset. But everybody that's coaching right now is still a throwback from yesteryear.
But I think where this comes from is it wasn't like he held McDavid down. He held McDavid down for an extended period of time, a lot longer than I think we generally see.
They used to say
calls were going to, like, there wasn't even going to be a call made on that.
They used to say it's prison rules in the last minute of the game. That's what coaches used to say. And they say, if you want to get your pound of flesh, go get your pound of flesh in the last minute, because if you can somehow kill this off and you can get your pound of flesh, great. That's what they used to say.
Yeah.
So Connor Garland laying on him, that's not really that big of a deal in my opinion.
Was it illegal? And
100% it was.
Of course.
Should have been a penalty. And
no, it wasn't dirty.
It wasn't dirty. The referee,
no, but he broke the rules of the game.
100%.
And that should be a penalty. And the ref wasn't going to call a penalty. And McDavid got so frustrated because this happened for the infraction was taking such a long period of time. That
so then the only
now he did something he shouldn't do. I don't care how upset he is. I don't care that the ref didn't call it.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
Right.
So the only people that you should actually be mad at and fans should be mad at is the referees.
Thank you.
Yes,
end of story.
True.
So the conversation of like McDavid cross-checking him in the face, irrelevant to me. The Connor Garland laying down on McDavid and doing whatever you can, it's irrelevant to me. At the end of the day, the ref messed this whole thing up because he didn't call the infraction like he was supposed to. And then it escalated to a point where now here comes a retaliation. And then it escalated again when Myers decided to cross-check Bouchard in the face, which had no bearing on the play.
Right.
So to me, the only people you can be mad at are the referees. And the rest of it needs to be just like, bye.
But the referee did say, everybody else on the ice, 2 minutes for roughing. And everyone's like, oh, he did it, the thing that he did. Oh, I love it. Stupid. I hate it. I'm annoyed by it now.
I'm tired of. I don't want personality for my refs.
No,
they're
shut
not
up
part
and
of
call
the game. They're not part of. They shouldn't be part of the game. Where I say this is where I take the mindset, and I've done this for years. I want my stars. I don't want the final minute to be a gauntlet.
I agree.
I don't want to level the playing field by taking the top players and bringing them down to everyone else. And I wish the NHL got past that mindset. To me, a rule book is a rule book, and a penalty at the start of a game is a penalty at the end of the game. Penalty in November is a penalty in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. And part of this is the hockey culture. Like, I will say this: that you can't be a full Oiler fan and be upset about what happened, but then also be one that is like in the playoffs going, well, it's playoff hockey.
Yep.
Where it's a different rule book. No, there isn't. It's one rule book.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
And that's the change I would like to see with hockey.
Which comes down to a referee thing.
Yeah. A rule book is a rule book. A penalty is a penalty. I don't care the situation. Don't care the moment in time.
Yep.
Call it. From game 1 of preseason to the last game when the Stanley Cup was awarded, penalty is a penalty.
Yeah.
And I believe if there are more penalties called, eventually, I know because I've had this argument in the past, people are like, well, there'd be so many power plays in a game. Players would eventually figure it out.
Yep.
Initially, if the refs started calling the rule book fully, game in and game out,
That's
first
all
couple of weeks, there'd be a lot of power plays. But then eventually the coaches and the players
Everybody
would adjust.
figure it out. Yep.
And the room for the Stars would open up massively, and we wouldn't have as many penalties.
Couple of texts really quickly on this. This one says, I think this was just the breaking point for the fans. I think that's fair. This other one out of Calgary says, if Perry did that Garland play to someone in the last minute in a win, most Oilers fans would love it and say he was a genius. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, the nacho play from yesterday. If
Let's talk about that. I want to talk
if
about
the
that.
game was in
That's what I'm
Vancouver and the Canucks scored a goal on the Oilers and there was nachos thrown in the ice, people would be pissed off.
Losing it.
I don't understand. Don't throw anything on the ice ever.
Legit.
That's so
Especially
stupid.
nachos.
Like, first of all, are you rich?
$18?
Well, if you're going to a game,
rich?
kind of.
Yes.
You're
Throwing
wild.
nachos like that?
Wild.
How
Nachos are
drunk were
delicious.
you, bro?
Yeah.
They like nachos are great.
Who goes, you know what? I didn't like that last sequence. I'm very frustrated, emotional. I'm going to take these nachos where I finished all the cheese and there's no jalapenos or salsa left on them. I'm going to throw them on the ice while the teams are playing.
Like you got to like a little bit of portion on
Use
your
your
nachos.
mind.
You can't just use that as a scoop and drink the cheese.
Yeah.
And then be upset. All right, like dip, eat. You can't just drink it.
No.
So that's on you for throwing the nachos there if you're out of cheese.
He's right.
So what happened here? Because again, I saw it happen, and I saw the players like skate around it. But what like who was it? It was some drunk guy in like section 104 or something. You think he got tased by the police?
Probably.
Somebody said that he just got arrested.
You get arrested for throwing nachos?
I don't know.
No, I think he was-
haven't
I
heard.
would think you would
He's
get
rowdy.
Rogers
Hot damn.
Place jail if you're caught.
Yeah.
The holding,
ban.
and then you get the wave, and then maybe you're banned for a month or something like that, or whatever it might be.
think
I
it's
almost
a
got
minimum,
booted
yeah.
from a game.
Did you?
Did you remind folks that
me
you
and my
played
buddy-
for the team?
We were down on the glass and we were playing against Minnesota, and we obviously know a few guys, and we
Yeah.
were just being dumb.
You played for both of these teams.
But like they would score, we'd bang on the glass, like every team does. Fans in every team. And the one guy comes down, he goes, "Hey, we don't bang on the glass here." And he
I
goes,
appreciate that,
he
though.
actually said to me, he goes, "It's actually it's a rule in the league." And I said, "Don't you try to fool me. I played in this league." I didn't say that. I said in my head.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Don't lie to me."
Yeah.
You should have pulled that out.
I should have. I actually should have.
There's a few times you
It's
probably
like-
could really get away with that.
But like I look across and there's people banging on the glass. Like it's part of what hockey is. It's part of the fun of being a fan. If you're on the glass, you want to bang on the glass. Sorry.
For a goal, I condone.
Yeah.
I think all game.
Just go nuts.
Let the
Who
fans
cares?
have,
I know.
let the
I don't
fans
like
have
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Let
bangers.
the fans have fun. Yeah.
If you could cause a little noise or something, let's go.
Like, come on, fun police. Like, why? If a guy wants to bang on the glass, let him bang on the glass.
Yeah.
Is it
Not
harming
during
anybody?
the play.
Is it harming
It's
anybody?
Because
not?
it picks up on the mics and it's annoying on the
Oh.
broadcast.
Oh, you don't like it,
Oh,
right?
no.
I think
Tommy's
he said
ears.
this
Oh.
Shut up.
Oh.
Yes, my
Muffin.
ears.
Half the games you're at the rink anyways. You can't even hear them for half the
Yeah,
time.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think it's in Dallas where there's a couple of obnoxious glass bangers, and I hate it.
Mm.
Whenever I
Yeah,
watch the
Biz
Stars game.
Nasty goes after the one. Like
It's
he's
in Dallas,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
that makes
is.
sense.
I remember back long ago when the Sabres were in the playoffs. I feel like I remember those fans when they were going nuts. They were banging on the glass. It was so
Yeah.
cool. It was a great atmosphere.
The Steve Sullivan incident where he gets hit in the head with the puck and the fans banging on the glass. It's like it's interactive. It's fine.
That was a
Just
great
relax.
moment.
That was.
Yeah.
Like karma. If you don't believe in karma, that's one of those moments
that was
where you
it.
believe in karma. For those that don't like Sullivan got cut. The fan was pointing at him. Oh, look, you got cut. And a puck later when the game went over the glass, hit him. Sullivan skated by and did the same thing to him.
Yeah.
And
I
the
love it.
fans
It was
like,
great.
I love it.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts, more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. Right now, it is the 5x5 deal for 12 weeks, 75% off. For more details, check them out at sentinel.ca. Shawn, Jasmine, Matt, Tommy with you here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, YouTube, Apple Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. Later today, we got Lock Shop. We've got Oil Stream, EST Afternoons, The Reed Wilkins Show, Crush Performance at 6 o'clock, and later tonight at 9 o'clock, Oilers Live with the Heavy Hockey Network. Heavy Hockey Showdown coming back as well, March 15th in support of SACE. If you want more details, if you want to play in the event, check it out. Go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com. There's a link at the very top to take you to that. I do want to get to this quick text, and then if we want to talk a little more hockey, we can get to it. Mm-hmm. I hate this text. Okay. Not to the listener, but I do have to just quickly mention it. I don't know if you have time to clear this debate, but I'm here with a few buddies, and we're talking about, quote unquote, can a CFL team and beat a college football team? 3 out of 4 of us say CFL teams beats the college team, and one guy known as, quote unquote, blank for brains says the CFL teams don't have a chance against college teams.
Well, he's living up to that name.
There's 3 things I will say. 1, men versus boys is 1. 2 is when you actually look at how many guys go off and play in the National Football League from these colleges. It's not like Ohio State. How many guys are actually going to be significant playmakers in the National Football League next year or over the next number of years?
2 maybe.
Like it's maybe, not a massive. I think that's it's not like they're loaded. 3, the CFL has players from college football. There are, and from top programs too.
Yes.
Like from the SECs of the world and the Big Tens of the world. There are those players that also come up here. Nick Anderson, I believe, is Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So add into the age, add into these guys have the college experience too. CFL is going to dominate. There's one local media in town that didn't think that at one point, and I think Elfrid Payton set him straight.
It's just, that's craziness. That's crazy talk.
Ridiculous.
Like that would be at least, what, 10 touchdowns?
Yeah. It would be a blowout.
It'd be a blowout. It'd be bad.
Like the worst team in the Canadian Football League this year was the Calgary Stampeders. If they went up to Ohio State, Calgary Stampeders are beating Ohio State.
Yes.
Yep.
Just that simple.
Easily.
I don't want to have to go back to it, but just nasty chat. Scotty knows, says, Bellsy, make sure you have a chat with Dusty before you leave the building. Guy was calling us all Edmonton homers for arguing the same thing this morning. So what did Dusty argue this morning?
We'd have to double check with him. One of his arguments is that like McDavid does get the calls. McDavid over the last number of years has more penalties drawn than anyone else in the National Hockey League. And you can't compare this to NBA players getting the calls because LeBron James is 46, I think he had it as or something, in fouls drawn in the NBA. He's not number 1. He's not number 2. That the idea of, well, McDavid doesn't get penalties called on him or something isn't true. If you look at that, I think that's kind of the narrative that he had there. The flip side, I'd say that if roles were reversed, if Corey Perry was doing that to Pettersson
or Pettersson, yeah,
I don't think I think Oiler fans would be praising it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all I'll say to that is I think we're kind of in agreement. Like, to me, people are watching star players. So if you look at, I understand both sides of the argument here. So on the one side, it's like protect your stars. So Patty Mahomes is one of the comparisons that always gets used because if you sneeze in his direction, it's a flag.
Yep.
Do I think that's too far to the one side? I 100% do, but I get why they do it because they say this guy is must see. He's a guy that's drawing everybody into it. So from an NHL perspective, if you just look in the past, stars have consistently had to fight through more in the NHL than other leagues. That is a fact. Now, does McDavid get enough calls? We could argue that. Do star players get enough calls? We can argue that. But I don't think this particular situation boils down to it's McDavid versus whoever. It is purely about that's a penalty, call a penalty. And I think that's where this whole thing is getting lost in translation. And it just happens to be because McDavid's a part of it. But it doesn't matter who the situation is. Just like you mentioned, if it was Perry versus Pettersson, it's a penalty. Call a penalty. And I think that's where people just need to like dial in this conversation, because it's not the players, it's the refs. Here's a penalty, call a penalty. And this is why people get so pissed off at referees. And everyone's like, well, you can't attack ref. Well, guys, there's no standard. Tell me the standard. Tell me what I should expect.
Belsey, it's down here.
Well, that's the problem. If it's down there, then let it be down there the whole time so players can adjust. But in one shift, it's all the way up there. The very next shift, it's all the way down here. And then players go, well, how did you call it here but not here? And so do coaches.
And I'll say, I want consistency in a game. I don't.
Yep.
Every ref's going to be different, and it's like in baseball. Everyone knows that certain refs have. The players know the ump they're going up against.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they know this guy has a bigger strike zone and this guy has a smaller strike zone, so they could prepare for that ref. The refs just need to have nice standards for their game.
That's it.
From the start to the finish. And different refs might have a little bit of different standards because the rule book is still a little it's subjective. It's not fully black and white every penalty.
Mm-hmm.
The players and the coaches need to know, okay, this ref, this crew tonight, they're going to be a little more stringent on penalties. They're going to be calling them. Let's just be a little, okay, guys. And then another game, okay, these guys, things are going to be a little more open tonight. They're going to get away. This is this crew. But if one penalty is penalty in the first period, then it's not a penalty in the third.
What they should
That's
do,
weird.
They should have a meeting before the game with the refs, coaches, and say, here's what we're going to call today. Here's what our standard is today. That would clear a lot of stuff up. The other thing that would clear a lot of stuff up, and I don't think it'll ever happen in sports, is have the referee be on this. You're going to come to the press conference too, brother.
I think on certain situations you have to be allowed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
good
good
with that.
That's it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Straight up also limit the amount of questions.
Yep.
You're going to speak to the pool reporter today. It's one reporter. It's not a press conference.
Yep.
And that person's going to speak for the media. And everyone's come together and they've compiled 3 questions.
Yeah.
Answer.
Those would be the 2 things right there that would
interesting.
clear the whole thing up. And then I think people would be in a lot better moods towards refs.
Surveyor bet, but you guys will say in the next breath, you can't call that. That's soft. It's the last 2 minutes in a close game. I won. To me, a penalty is a penalty, and I've fought this for a long time. I'm one. I will never be upset if that delay of game penalty over the glass costs a team a Stanley Cup. Don't send it over the glass. That's on you. Like, a penalty is a penalty, and I don't like that. I don't like that narrative personally. I know that that's going to come there, but I think like for the most part in football, when it's a pass interference call late, I don't think you generally hear the ref say, people say to the ref, hey, you shouldn't have called that pass interference. It's close. If it's we had the Saints-Rams one where they just missed it completely. That one was a bad one a few years ago. But
yeah, it was.
A pass interference is pass interference. And if it truly is a pass interference, people, I don't think you hear the narrative like, well, you can't call that because it's the fourth quarter. Hockey should go that way.
Here we are.
Jill YG. Steve Dangle had good ideas about rules. Maybe the last 15 seconds of thirds. A called penalty adds 2 minutes to the clock for the full power play. Need to talk solutions. This would be a trend. This will be a trend against oil. I have time for something like that. Except I went through the full 2 minutes. A minute? I can live
Add
with something.
time to the clock.
If you take because that's you talked about it on I think on Monday. I think it was Ben Scriven said in the past, do whatever it takes.
Oh yeah.
In those final seconds.
Yeah. Take a penalty. Who cares?
Take a penalty. Who cares? We're just trying to kill this clock.
But this is the point of the
face-off.
conversation about Connor Garland and people being mad at Connor Garland and saying, well, what he did was dirty. I'm like, but
No,
it's
it wasn't.
not. Ask any player
was actually smart.
that played. It's literally what is said on the bench. Do whatever it takes. Prison rules. Go.
But like other leagues, though, when something like this happens, and I pointed out the John Harbaugh holding thing from the NFL, where in the last play of the game, to kill time, he just had his entire team hold the other team because a flag was going to be thrown, but that's not a penalty that puts time back on the clock. And the NFL immediately changed the rule, so you can't do that anymore.
Yep.
I have time now. Okay, well, if you're going to do a Connor Garland, and it's like, oh yeah, he's doing what it takes to win. Okay, now if you want to do that in the final, I'll go 20 seconds. Well, your team's now going to have to play an extra minute of hockey, short down a man.
Yeah.
I'm going to chime in here. As a fan, a proud fan, I must say, I disagree with the narrative that, we would praise that player. I think the Canucks fans feel that it was kind of disgraceful and that they're not bringing that up. They're bringing up everything else. Oh, what about this? What about that? They're not talking about him being on the ground. First of all, talk about his goddamn turtleneck. Jesus.
How do you know Canucks fans feel that way?
I thought you were
told you
talking as a Canucks fan here.
No, but I don't think that would be something that I, as a fan, would be proud of my team to be like, oh yeah, he held the player down. Like if it was vice versa. Like I don't think that's.
I thought it was a brilliant play by him.
Yeah, you guys think it's brilliant. I think it's embarrassing.
I think most hockey Oiler fans would be like, you're playing the game. Going for the win. 100% do that. I don't think there would be criticism of a Corey Perry doing that on Pettersson.
It wasn't that bad.
Based on based on my history of covering this team and seeing how fans react, the Oiler fans would not be going after Corey Perry. Like, and we're just made that was our example. They would not be going after an Oiler player for that. They would be praising him based on my history of covering this with the text line at 12:16.
Yeah.
What Connor Garland did wasn't that bad. It was a penalty, but it was smart. It was end of the game. He took out the best player in the world, frustrated him to the point where he took a cross-checking to the face penalty and got 3-game suspension. It was perfectly played, rat move, whatever you want to call it, but it was executed to a T.
Fair enough. I don't think, fine, if you don't want to use the word dirty, I thought it was
But it wasn't.
classless.
What? It was smart. It was like
Smart, you're afraid.
Garland?
You're telling me.
You've eliminated the best player in the world
Yes.
from the
Yeah,
play.
but then
It was
why are you
brilliant.
doing that? Because they're
Why-
going to tie the game. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then so I know where you're coming from in that sense, like where it's like it looks cheap, right?
Exactly.
So I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's like, well, these guys they're judged on wins and losses, and so when it comes to that, they have to do whatever it takes to win, and so that's why I think we're sitting here being like, well, on the flip side, okay, cool. But I understand where you're coming from because it does look cheap. It looks like you're trying tactics that you normally wouldn't do in the first period to stop them from scoring. But when it comes down to a 30-second situation, it's prison rules.
And that's where the
it all
refs
goes out.
faltered.
That's exactly where it is.
Yeah.
And that particular situation is where everything escalated because the refs didn't do their job and didn't call a penalty.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter, but whether it was McDavid, whether it was Pettersson, whether it was McKinnon, it does not matter. It's a penalty. Call it.
Exactly. I agree, though.
This
the end of
text
the day.
comes in. It's for you.
What's up?
You ready?
Yeah.
Has Jasmine made up her mind which team she's cheering for tomorrow night?
Okay, and with all due respect, I get this topic, and some people still want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to talk about the Caps game. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about tomorrow's game? Let's talk about that. Do you think the Oilers are going to, seek revenge tomorrow?
No.
Yeah,
I think they're going to be feisty.
they'll be feisty, but they're
Why
not going
not?
to pull off.
Their revenge will be on the
Garland
scoreboard.
sort of
That's the
behavior.
goal. That to me, that there is revenge, but they're going to want to beat the Canucks now. They want a 5-0 win.
There's no feistiness to the Oilers.
For McDavid, they got to win tomorrow. I'd be pissed if they don't, to be honest.
How do you
there's no
challenge the
feistiness with
Canucks?
the Oilers.
How do you match the Canucks for physicality with this lineup?
Yeah, you beat him with speed. You beat him with skill.
Yeah, so
Take
there's
advantage of his
no
scoring opportunities.
retribution
Oh
whatsoever.
no, there's no like we're
Yeah.
gonna beat up the Canucks. It's
No.
go back and beat them,
Yeah,
embarrass
that's all
them,
they
smack
wanna
them
do.
around
Yeah.
on the
Exactly.
scoreboard.
Yeah.
Get a
That's
dub.
where I think
Yeah.
they'll
Get a
be.
dub.
Yeah, get a dub.
Yeah.
Go get that dub.
Get that dub.
Get a good
and eat
first
that
period
dub.
going.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But in
Jasmine did.
actuality, what you need to do if you're the Oilers is make Pettersson's life miserable
That would be
and
nice.
do all those things.
Yeah.
Because you want to set the precedence, and you don't do
Absolutely.
that to our star players.
Absolutely.
So we're going to make life miserable for your star players. And if anybody challenges you, we're going to say no, and then we're going to continue to rinse and repeat on your star players.
AKA, you want a piece? Yeah.
When did you turn into a gangster?
No.
Like just a minute
Play
ago?
stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
I think that's the saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do. I heard it on the morning show also today. A good point was when no one is talking about Bouchard getting crushed.
Yeah, I heard that. I agree.
Like where's the it's all about
Myers, like,
McDavid,
where's his
but no
accountability in
retribution
this?
for
Yeah.
Evan Bouchard. Like the fact that
Absolutely.
he took the lumber in the face, and it's like no one's worried about him. And like, how do the Oilers respond for Evan Bouchard tonight or
anything.
tomorrow?
That poor guy.
Yeah.
Just minding his own business.
skating.
Boom. Here, take this Bauer
Okay.
Hyperlight across the teeth.
Yeah, here, eat some carbon fiber.
Like, okay, should be playing tomorrow for anyone right now. It actually is more Evan Bouchard than McDavid deserved his suspension.
Yeah.
They need to be doing something for Evan Bouchard tomorrow.
Is there any guy that, like, unfortunately looks worse in situations when it comes to scrums than Evan Bouchard? Like, if you think about it, the last memory that you have, he was getting tapped out. And then the next one, this poor guy is getting cross-checked in the face.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh my God, Evan.
When he got tapped out, which was a first that in 39 years of my life, I've never
my
seen that
God.
before on the ice. When he got tapped out, I remember bringing it up last year on the postgame show, and someone's like, do you know how dangerous it is when you get put into a chokehold? And I saw like a few texts of people being like, oh my God, think of his breathing passageways. And I was like, what is wrong with you people? It wasn't that bad. Yes, I've been put in a chokehold on the ice.
goodness.
No, it's not fun, but I didn't go, Mr. Referee, I'm tapping out.
Oh, man.
Anyway, it
Poor-
should be
poor
retribution for
Evan.
Bouchard. In
Poor
a perfect
Evan.
world, they call up Josh Brown and he goes and fights Tyler Myers.
But Myers is gone.
He's
too,
gone.
so,
That can't even happen. Yeah.
That's where I'm mad at the NHL. They should have been in 1-game suspensions to play up tomorrow.
Yes. Would've
Yeah,
been great.
exactly. And I was talking about this yesterday, Belzy. Like, if this was the NFL and Maddie had an example with Watson with his whole like sexual assault stuff, massage parlors, they got him in 11 games.
Yeah, they gave him 11 games, not 10, so that his first game back would be week 13 because there's a bye week against the Houston Texans, his former
like
club.
they should have made this an event.
They did that on purpose.
for NHL marketing here. This is a great way to get viewership, and they just completely failed.
Shocking.
Yeah,
Weird.
who cares?
Interesting.
Like backing's cracking. Whoa, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like actually, Spency 5 cents. I forgot the NHL allowed chokeholds. I agree. So you're gonna call this one a cross check to the face, and you're gonna put a 3-game suspe on it. You choke a guy out? Come on, that is not even remotely part of the rules. So where's the suspension on that?
There was no suspension.
That's scrum.
So is this. Like, let's be honest about it for 2 seconds. Like, if you put a guy into a chokehold,
Well,
and
did
you
the ref
choke him
go
out,
up though and grab his arm and see if it was going up and down?
and then he gives it,
And then the arm's like,
he's still alive.
did he
He's
get the
still
full choke out or not? Like, let's be like, I gotta see the arm. I know he was tapping
love
and stuff, but no, is he out or not? I need to see
Yeah.
full of that. Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports. Stock promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. Sean, Jasmine, Matt, Tommy with you here on the EST Hangout. We've got about 35 minutes left on the show today. We can't talk anymore about the
incident
because Jasmine said we're not allowed.
No, that's enough. Okay, so where was OV last night?
One shot, I think.
Man, what was
Pretty quiet.
that?
He was still in Boca Raton,
Do you consider
hanging
him?
out.
Do you consider him to be lazy, like the people that call dry lazy?
Nope.
I don't either. But yesterday, literally, I was like, where is he?
It's an 82-game season. It takes there's going to be
He's
games where you're just
an
not
old
going to be
man.
playing at your best every game.
He's 40.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I think I overlooked, and I didn't say this on the post-game show last night, and I was kind of, as soon as we finished up the show, I was like, damn it, I didn't talk about this. The Oilers actually defended pretty good last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They played a good game, and they defended well. They only gave up 14 shots, and I made that point about, like, how we always focus on just, like, the numbers game to game, because I think someone was like, oh, sub 800 save percent. No, that's not good. Of course it's not good. But the Oilers did defend well. Yes, the second goal I didn't think was particularly good against the Oilers, but in general, they made a couple of mistakes that cost them. They allowed 3, sure. They only scored 2.
Yep.
Thompson played great, made some brilliant saves. He's having a phenomenal season. But Edmonton defended pretty well last night.
They collapsed well.
Yeah.
They had sticks in the right areas. Positionally, they're sound. They're quick. They took away time and space. They did actually a lot of really good things. They had 2 brain farts.
Yeah.
And
And they ended
let
up in the
them
back
down
of the
on
net.
other one. Yeah.
That's unfortunately what the NHL is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you manage the puck better with Arvidsson, and I know that he was trying to make a play, so I get that.
Yes.
But he didn't manage it properly. And then it went back the other way. And they were trying to get numbers into the rush. And unfortunately, it was back 2-on-1. And then we talked about the slide. It was a little bit too early. I don't like the slide because you never can recover. And then the last goal, like it's off. I think it was off a turnover, wasn't it? And then all of a sudden, there's a quick play, bang, bang, off the post. Everybody separates.
Yeah.
They think it's in the net. They don't play to the whistle. And then the guy just goes right down Main Street. Like, if there's a wide open net, unless you're Patrick Steffen, it's usually going to go in the net.
Yeah.
So,
it came off the end of a power play for the Caps.
It did, but I do think that there was a turnover
in
the zone, right? That happened.
Pressure. Yeah. Something like that. Anyway, I was like, I forgot to say that they actually defended pretty well last night. They played a really good game against the best team in the league. I would not, if I was an Oiler fan, I would say I'm encouraged by that game because that's the best team in the league. They're setting the bar right now. And the Oilers, without the best player in the world, actually had a chance to win.
Yep.
Legit. It's unfortunate we didn't win, but like I got it from the seat. I'm like, it's all good. I wasn't mad or anything. I'm more concerned about tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it tomorrow, to be honest.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I hope to watch it.
Manchester United, Rangers. I know we're all excited about that. It completed. Like we're all into this.
Man, yep. We are. Great times.
And then my team's taking on Scott Laurie's team tomorrow.
Oh, spicy. Is there a wager?
No, we were going to try to get together and watch it, but he's got work commitments.
Damn.
So we're going to go on.
What do you got?
Some tennis stuff that you might find interesting. You want to talk about that?
Well, you want to read it?
Well, can you read it? Because there's a lot of names in there that I don't want to butcher.
Actually, that's one thing. Tennis, when I used to read Sportscast with them, I would like, if it was a name I didn't know and like Djokovic beat someone, I'd be like, Djokovic moves on. I would not mention the other one. There's ways around it. Djokovic will likely have to beat number 3, Alcaraz, number 2, Zverev, and number 1, Sinner to win the Aussie Open. No man in the Open era has ever defeated the top three en route to a slam title. He's already beaten Alcaraz, if I'm not mistaken.
Alcaraz is good, man. Actually, all those guys are really good.
I think a couple nights. I would assume he's on the court later, or like overnight. But I believe he beat Alcaraz already. What do we have? Yesterday. That's the wrong day. I sometimes hate looking up the.
Sorry.
No, I hate looking up when they like are battling, just because it could be a little weird. Djokovic and Zverev, number 2, they play tomorrow, and then if he wins, he goes up against the Italian. I'll say this: if Djokovic goes and wins the Aussie Open this year, I don't think there's an argument who's the greatest men's tennis player of all time. I think it's over. As much as I love Roger Federer, I Joker with the amount of singles and then going to do it and beating the 3 best, like the young guys and stuff, he'd be the greatest of all time.
Shout out to whoever sent in a screen capture of "Strangulation is serious."
I think that's Zacticum. and it has the. It had the.
May I?
Please. It had the times of it.
Yes, it is.
Oh, man. So good.
Well played, Zach. Strangulation is serious. 7 to 10 seconds equals the average time to unconsciousness. 15 seconds of strangulation can lead to brain infarct, is the word, quote, in parentheses, stroke. 1 to 30 seconds of strangulation can lead to cardiac arrest. 4 to 5 minutes of strangulation can lead to brain death. Yes, we know. Thank you, Zach. Oh, funny.
Since I brought up soccer, I do want to quickly just get into a couple of things. Tonight or this afternoon, Alphonso Davies, Canadian, he'll be on the pitch for Champions League action. Celtics playing today, which are Canadian. Alistair Johnson will be in action. Sounds like Davies won't be making a move to Real Madrid. He's going to sign an extension with Bayern Munich, waiting for that. So he's going to stay with them. I think the contract's supposed to be told. I was hoping he'd make a move to just an Edmontonian at Real Madrid is like the story of that.
But Bayern's legit too.
They're up there. They are, but there's something about like a Canadian, an Edmontonian playing for Real Madrid, which is the most followed sports club in the world.
Yeah.
Is kind of a cool story, but it sounds like he'll be there. And then yesterday they lost to Liverpool, but Canadian Jonathan David scoring a goal in that.
Where would you put Byron, not Man U, sorry, into that conversation of the most loved or most
they're a top
viewed,
5 club
top
team
5.
in the world.
That's probably why he's sitting there saying, okay, I'm going to just stick around.
If I had to guess where I would go, like Real's 1, United I would say is 2, Barca's 3, and then it's the 2 teams that I would go back and forth is where's Liverpool and Bayern sit. That would be my 5.
Yeah.
Of like all-time clubs, everything about them. Those are the big ones. Arsenal's still up there. Chelsea's a little more of a newer one, if I'm not mistaken. Man City's completely new. There's Juventus. PSG's a newer club. There's AC Milan. There's a few others, but yeah, the 5. I'd put Bayern for sure as a top 5.
Yeah,
that's where
that's kind of what I figured. That, and I think that's why he's probably just like, okay, well,
yeah,
I'm comfortable here. I like it here. It's a top 5 club. I get treated well. Do I really need to make that move?
should have went to Man United.
You would say that.
I actually, it's one for the longest time I wouldn't have wanted him there. United's a mess, and they're a disaster right now, but they could probably really use a good left back like Alphonso Davies. That's actually one of the reasons I would have liked to see him move. I think he's going to stay in his position with Bayern, and like to see him move up in a position and play more forward and stuff. But hopefully he could go win another Champions League at some point because he'll go win German leagues. But so there's a little soccer update for you.
They kind of just destroy the German league. I haven't been following the German league as much lately.
They didn't win it last year because
last year?
Leverkusen had like a ridiculous season. They lost their like
Out of-
one game
out of
all year.
nowhere, Leverkusen.
Did they win the year before?
Because
They went through
Dortmund
management.
usually was a team.
They
that
were
would
the challenger.
Yeah,
They were the challenger for a long stretch. It was like 8 straight years, something like that. Munich
Yeah.
won it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying. I think Harry Kane, ever since he's gone there, he hasn't really won anything, which is kind of funny because he left Tottenham where he doesn't win to go win titles, and he hasn't really won much, which makes me happy. I don't know why. I just like those stories. Yeah, he literally hasn't won anything with Bayern Munich.
Because you're literally the ultimate heel.
No, I love those stories. Like you're going to go chase the title and you still can't win. It's the same as why I was so disappointed when Winnipeg won their first Grey Cup. Like in my lifetime, I was able to say for the longest time, in my lifetime, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have never won the Grey Cup. That's awesome.
So
Keep
in your
losing.
lifetime, that one guy didn't wear long pants.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it would have been cool. In Tottenham, he's been a runner-up for the EFL Cup twice, which is the Carabao Cup. He was the runner-up for the Champions League once. With Bayern Munich, he's with their DFL Super Cup once, a runner-up in 2023. Euros, he was a runner-up. Nations League, he was third place. This guy doesn't win. I want them to not keep winning because I think it's a great story. Where's Bayern right now in their standings?
Who cares?
Tommy just chilling. I like this though. Go ahead. Inform us. of your
Bundesliga.
soccer
There we
talk.
go. Where is it? Load. I want the table of the Bundesliga. I gotta wait. They're top of the table by 4 points. So he might win his first one this year. Ooh, Leverkusen's only 4 back. Interesting.
When you said go ahead, it reminds me of my buddy Blake, who doesn't say go ahead. He goes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. He was talking to himself, and I just, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yes, Maddie, please.
What?
What?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said what I needed to
Go
say.
ahead.
Did you not hear me?
No.
Of course not. Why would you listen to me?
Sorry.
Oh, I love it.
You got to see my notes today. They're pathetic.
I thought you said I didn't have any
I
today.
did it, but I tried my best this morning when I was brushing my teeth. Stupid.
Read them out.
Oilers versus Caps. How early do you arrive at the airport for an international flight?
3 hours.
Nachos on the ice. NFL predictions. Deserve to win meter. I would like
hate
to
the
dive.
deserve to win
I would
meter.
like to dive into the second one.
Airport.
The airport.
Thank
so
you.
international flight. I would go 3 hours.
Why?
I
And
didn't say
the
3
reason,
hours.
hold on, the reason was
Beers.
because I had a travel hack. So when I was flying international, and because I had all my bags, I would go and I'd say, "Can I get the upgrade to first class?" And so it would be way cheaper because it was a day of. So instead of paying your 5 or 10 or whatever it is, you'd pay maximum. I think it was at $750. Then the maximum was 1,000 that I paid. The cheapest was 500.
This is to get to Europe.
This was to get to Europe,
When
and
you're flying.
actually coming back the other way. And the caveat is that because my bags were heavier, so
Full
I
of
think
Coke.
full of full of Pepsis and Cokes. I think it's in coach. It's 25 kilos. In first class, it's 32, and so I'd actually get more, bigger bags, and then I'd be able to just check them in as opposed to paying overweight
Right.
and extra. So it was actually better for me to go to first class and fly across
Save
because
on
it
the
was
bags.
saving.
Yeah, that's
So
smart.
it was a
Yeah, it
travel
is.
hack. So I would always go 3 hours before.
Okay, I get that. But if you're efficient, you travel, pack it up light like I generally do.
2
Two.
cusp.
And then, but I have Nexus. I have TSA pre-flight. I also have, and
Tommy's
I check in the
flexing
night
on
before.
us right now.
As soon as you get to 24 hours before your flight, check in. Get that taken care of, and it saves you a lot of time and hassle.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I do the 3. I don't have the Nexus,
Nexus,
but
it's a
so
game
I just don't want.
changer.
And I don't know.
I have
I don't mind
Nexus.
being there early. I don't want to be missing my flight.
I don't miss your flight.
I don't know if you.
It's usually
all of a sudden-
anxiety
all of a sudden,
and
trash. Traffic comes, or there's that one accident that you're not expecting. Now you're delayed. I don't know. I'm there. I'm checked in. I'm ready to go. I'm now just waiting for my flight. I can go grab a drink.
Yeah.
I can
That-
sleep. I can do whatever.
that's
I also am an
why-
early flyer.
There's terrible travel etiquette, so I feel for you tomorrow. But continue.
No, I have a Nexus, so
Use it.
I love it, and I can't deal with that sort of anxiety. Or you clearly don't have it because you're going early enough. But I don't want to go early enough. I have a
Yeah.
Nexus, so I like to just go at the cusp of the time to have everything just move along smoothly. But here's my
Solidarity.
issue: my 2 friends that I'm going with, one of them refuses to get a Nexus because she doesn't want to give the government her information.
They have everything. If you have a phone, they literally have everything already.
No, it's not like they already
Yeah, but you have
have
to
her
give them your
information.
fingerprint. Maybe she doesn't want them to have her
For
I think
fingerprint.
they
Nexus?
scanned my iris back in the day. I
Whatever.
don't
Yeah,
know
they
if they
scanned
do
my
that.
eye. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
well
don't know
now
if
they
do
got
that
this, the
anymore.
scanning
They've
of your
got
eye. They got
everything
something.
on us
You
already.
already got it. You
The
guys
people that are like,
tripping.
I don't want to be on the grid. You're on the grid. You have
Yeah.
a credit card. You're on the grid.
Yeah, but they don't have my
Exactly. You have the
fingerprints.
internet.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Matthew.
Oh my goodness.
I love
They
it.
probably know what you had for breakfast today already.
I just don't do the
Heel.
Nexus because I
Heel.
don't go enough to use a Nexus. I force my parents to get it.
Which volcano have you hollowed out and turned into your lair?
That'd be awesome. You don't. You gotta. Yeah, we gotta figure out a better way to do that.
Anyway, there's some things that really bother me with travel etiquette in general. Lack of hygiene.
We talked about this.
That's disgusting.
Wearing pajamas in
Oh,
Walmart. Yeah,
gross.
like you
Oh.
and me went off, and a lot of nasties got mad at us.
Yeah, take off your
Yeah.
your shoes. Like if you're wearing flip flops, it's different because you generally clean and whatever. You've got the people who take off their shoes and socks, like swampy feet, gross. And then you don't need to get up immediately after the flight ends.
True.
You're not getting out
hurry
any
up and
quick-
wait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hurry up and
Yeah.
wait to get on the
Yeah.
flight.
The
Relax.
one
I
thing
know.
I will throw out on that one is I understand if you just quickly want to get up, stretch your legs for like a couple seconds, and then you sit back down.
Okay.
I can see that.
But
Yeah,
people
that's
that are
But
like,
if you're at the very back and you just
Yeah.
start to,
For
and
the
then you're starting
bag.
to grab your
Yeah,
bags and
and
stuff,
you're
it's like, why are you
like,
grabbing
chill.
your bags?
Oh,
I don't like the
chill.
people so you stand up, right? So you're in, let's say, row 10, and you got people in row 11 and 12, and they're grabbing their bags. You're all ready to like do the like a little merge. The guys that are behind you trying to pass by,
Yeah, no.
that's
hate it.
It's
the worst.
rude.
Hate
Row
it.
by
Like,
row.
your time is not more important than my time. We're all on this plane together. Relax.
And if you need a transfer, usually they know ahead of time who's running late and they do
Oh,
that little
no,
list
wait,
and they'll
yeah.
be like, hey, you guys need to go first.
Yeah.
And if you've checked the bag, y'all all gonna have to wait anyways.
Yeah.
If you didn't check a bag, what are you really saving? 30 seconds?
Mm.
Oh, man,
Wait
it,
the
it
30.
makes me so mad.
You're in a
watching
row
that, like,
behind.
and you're trying to push by people. Like, dude, chill out.
Yeah. It's no respect.
Yeah. I got a story for you guys.
Sure.
So I was playing in Hamilton. I flew home, flying back to Hamilton, and there was a lady on her flight that you could describe as maybe a hippie.
Okay.
And so I was sitting on the end. A person I knew was sitting in the middle, and then they were on the window. And the person in the middle and person on the end were having conversations. And she had a baby in her arm. And instead of taking baby to go to the bathroom, she pulled out a pot.
No.
She put baby's butt in pot and let baby pee in pot.
Oh,
And then put the pot down full of piss and put it in, slid it right under the seat in front.
Oh.
what the?
How?
Yeah.
How is that allowed?
It
How did
was
she
the
get a
most-
The
pot on there?
audacity.
It was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Ew.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So imagine if you were in the middle, Jasmine, and you had your purse and like you land, boom, it's a little bit of a rough landing. The piss is all over.
A little bit
your
of turbulence in that one, a little
Yeah.
shaky.
A little shaking. just
Absolutely.
boom, out.
I would punch her in the face.
By the way, talk to anybody from a flight crew, and I love the Oilers flight crew. Every year to year, we had the best. They would tell you like the secrets, and they'd be like, you know, those people that take off their shoes and walk around in socks or bare feet. Like, if they knew what was in that carpet and on these floors,
the
like
transfer underneath your shoes.
It's disgusting. Planes are they're bacteria infested tubes.
So when I get home, I take Lysol to the wheels, to the everything, the backpack, everything gets Lysoled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, just tip.
Yeah, because there's probably pee on that
If
carpet.
it smells like coffee for some
no
reason,
kidding. You haven't
usually
scared me before. My
they had
God.
to pour coffee on the floor to soak up something.
That should not be allowed. Like, how
It
is
might
that
not
allowed?
be.
Well, it probably isn't. But if
But
you're
how do you stop
in
them
mid-
at that
in
moment?
mid-flight, you're not gonna.
Bing.
What's the way? What are they gonna do?
Excuse me. This person's-
You're probably already pissing.
Yeah.
And what are you supposed to do? Well, excuse me, you can't do that anymore.
is ridiculous.
Okay, cool. It's already happened.
Go to the bathroom.
But that person instantly has, well, it's my baby.
And
That's not a valid excuse.
That's exactly what would happen.
excuse me, this Louis Vuitton is my baby. So excuse you.
Diaper.
If anything, go
bathroom.
empty it out in
Go.
the bathroom.
That's the
Don't let it
thing.
sit there.
What's
It
your
was,
common
honestly, man,
sense?
it was like the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm disturbed by this
I'm
story.
surprised you just haven't found a way to like just get that out of your brain.
Yeah.
I did, but then this conversation
Okay.
sparked it because it's so far back here, and it's just like, oh yeah, here's a dark memory.
That's
That
ridiculous.
is a bad
man.
memory.
It's really bad.
We had Big Uke say he goes 3 hours. My vacation starts at the airport, and one of the best tasting beers is an
The
airport beer.
That's my
Prez,
favorite beer, too.
pre-flight beer check, pre-flight poop check. That's what he does.
This text says, I fly multiple times a year. People on the aisle standing and being ready speeds up deplaning. Bellsy correct. However, wait your turn for your... It does not.
Yeah, the one thing, no, I would say this, like, okay, a plane, let's say 30 rows. Plane lands, you get to the gate. There's no reason to stand when you're row 30 or
Exactly.
28.
That's where I'm coming from.
If
you're in the top 5 rows.
If 6 is already deplaned, yeah, if you're 7, 8, 9, you should be stand up,
Yes.
getting ready to
Absolutely.
go, grabbing your stuff. Your time's coming very soon.
Yeah.
But if there's the entire plane that has to go or half a plane has to go, yeah, no, you sit. You don't take your time.
Yeah.
There's steps to this.
You see the movement happening
Yes.
a few feet ahead. You're like, all right, time to go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
5 rows ahead of me are going,
Yeah.
okay, I should go get my stuff, get
Let's
ready
go.
to go, boom, 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 then I'm ready to go. That's the efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the entire plane, basically, why are you standing? Why are you grabbing your bag?
I don't know. It's so funny after so many years that this etiquette still happens.
It's because people are dumb in
Yeah,
general. Not
dumb.
everybody, but in general.
I think we've had
this
this
is true.
before, and I think I think you've disagreed with this. The other etiquette, though, I stand by. Window seat gets the window. Aisle seat gets the aisle. Middle gets both armrests. Keep your
I agree
armrest
with
off
that.
of that. Okay.
I agree.
Armrest stays off.
Yeah.
Cap. Nope.
Because you're a bigger
You're in the
guy?
middle.
If I'm a bigger guy,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I've got like a small person next to me, there is 0% chance you're going to get both of those.
Man, that happens
Because
to me
I'm-
all the
and
time.
I'm not
You got
trying to.
window.
Guys,
You got
yeah.
that.
I'm not
keep
trying
your arm
to.
on the inside.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
I'm just naturally
your
big.
best.
But here's the problem. So I have knee injuries, right? So I can't bend my knee for a certain amount of time. So I always have to be in the aisle so I can stretch properly.
I think. Well, you get
And
that
so-
right.
Part of me, because I'm actually trying to be respectful to the people that are sitting beside me, I move over a little bit. The amount of times that people have zero spatial awareness and don't see a giant human being right there, and they put their ass cheeks off my shoulder or their other
Oh,
pieces of whatever off my shoulder,
Yeah.
like it drives me insane.
don't
So
touch me.
I could be sleeping and I would take just like a cart off the back. I would take a hip off the back. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? So then I move over and now all of a sudden I'm impeding on the person in the middle.
See,
no.
And it's just like,
Okay, now the flip.
Vicious
So
cycle.
You don't get the middle, but they shouldn't be impeding you in the middle. When you're aisle seat, you get that. Unless the cart's coming, you got to move for the cart. You get a little bit of. That's your area. That's why you don't get the middle armrest.
middle armrest is going to be mine. If you want to have that fight, let's have that fight.
had
But I'm
That's
winning.
to.
if you're stuck in the
With
middle.
a
You're
bigger
stuck in the middle.
person.
You deserve.
to.
That's your benefit. Is you get the armrest. Or
No,
else,
I think-
in worst cases, you get the better. You pick where your armrest is.
I think
arm
that's
is.
the bigger
and
thing.
The person next to you has to go in the other spot. I
I
get
agree.
preferential treatment on the armrest.
I'll go with that because I think sharing is caring. So if me and Jasmine were sitting together and you wanted to be back, fine, I'll be forward.
Yeah.
And now we're both comfortable.
Yeah, you're right. We can share it.
Yeah.
I do that because, taller, bigger people will sit beside me and then here's the thing. I understand your argument, but just be polite. Like, don't fight me for it. I'm gonna fight back.
Yeah.
And then I hate you for the next 2 hours.
Because then I would just lose to you.
Yeah. I'm like, this mother, like, I'm just like, yeah, exactly. So if we don't do this, then at least be like, hey, sorry. And because I also do that too when I'm in the aisle or in the window. I always turn to the person before the flight starts. I'm like, hey, like, just so you know, it's yours. All right. Just out of respect, like, you got this. I know it's your area. Like, you enjoy your flight. Sorry, I feel sorry for you in the middle.
Couple things, if I may. Tom from Stoney says everything about flying sucks. You're right. You're always got the dangling carrot, which is the
Our
destination.
country has not figured it out. Mm-hmm.
I want to touch on spatial awareness and a lack of these days. I go for an activation. Like, I'm going to do a hot tub. So I get to the hot tub. It's a big hot tub that fits like 10 to 15, depending how many people, how big they are. Anyway, I get into the hot tub, and on the right, there's stairs, and then on the right is a couple, younger couple. They're sitting up on the ledge, and then just in the corner is another lady. So I've got the whole half of the hot tub, right? So what's the common sense, logical thing to do? Take the far corner.
Yeah.
I go down, step down, take the far corner. 2 minutes later, another guy comes in. He's got the fourth corner wide open, available to him. Where does he go?
Next to you.
Next to me.
Why?
To my right. And I've got my leg on the jet. And I'm like, what is going on here? Hang on. 5 minutes later, there was a guy lounging by the pool on a deck chair, playing on his phone. He comes in. Where does he go? Between me and the other lady who was in the other corner when he had a full wide open corner there. Idiots. What are we doing here?
Or, Tommy, they may have just liked you.
No.
And they're only human.
No. I thought about...
So they wanted to sit next to you.
I thought about... No, thank you, Sean. That's
Have
very
a
nice
conversation with you.
There's no conversation in the hot tub.
Maybe one of the Oilers chat because he knows who Tom Gold is.
That's my point. So you try
that
to chat
has
with
happened. But
He
that,
talked to
and
you at all?
No.
He was just shy.
No
He was waiting
head
for
nod,
Tom
nothing?
to make the first.
I had
That's
eyes
weird.
closed. I was
100%.
not in a mood to engage.
Yeah.
One guy here, one guy here.
Why?
Wide open corner. That lady probably felt awkward. That couple was very happy and content because nobody was sitting by them. But that wide open corner.
Was there a
and
jet?
Flip side. Okay, so
Was there a jet in the back?
There was a
Yeah.
jet. There's two jets in the corner waiting for them.
Is the stairs in the middle or like closer
Stairs
to
are in the
It's
middle.
rattled.
So maybe he wanted to leave the room so like somebody comes in, they don't
Yeah.
walk around people.
Maybe you just got a friendly face, Tom.
No, I'm sorry. That was so. Instead of me, the first instinct I had is I'm going into that corner.
Yeah, I agree with where you're coming from. I'm just trying to see where his headspace might have been at.
I left. I don't.
Did you
care.
get?
you
You
left right away?
left?
I left. I was put off.
Why
by
didn't
it.
you go to the other corner?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I would be insulting
Yeah,
them.
it would be kind of rude,
Yeah.
and that guy would be like, "Why do you move?"
Nah, man, I want my space. I'm
Awkward
going over
now.
here.
Or
Yeah,
you
now
just
you can't relax. Sorry.
or like
Yeah.
you get up, go to the bathroom, go to the washroom, come back in that other spot. Stay
It's too
going
much
to the bathroom.
work. Then getting out of the cold, and then you don't feel like going back in. I just want to
Why
dry.
don't you just give like a little stretch and accidentally just like brush up and oh, sorry, dude. Oh,
Belsey,
man, yeah, sorry.
My leg
Just
was
had
out,
bad
and
knee.
I had one jet hitting my leg,
Yeah.
full extension, and the guy was like within a couple inches of sitting on my foot. I wasn't even moving it.
Oh, then he definitely liked you.
Jimbo sends in me scusi
Miss Scusi.
from Euro trip. Hot tub guy to Tommy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, I was just so put off by that. I was like, I should have just sat in the corner and like with a face of disgust.
Matt Hyman says Tommy needs to work on his resting hot tub face so people avoid him.
I'm in a place of zen, and I'm just enjoying because I just put my body through the rigors of an activation, and I want to just relax. My back was sore. I had the jet on it. It was very nice. I had a great steam, and then one guy right there almost sits on my foot, and then the other guy comes in beside me and the lady, and I'm just like, this is stupid. And I just want to sit in that corner. But I knew I'd insult them. I would do it in front of everyone. I'm like, F
Wait.
this. I'm just going.
So he sat in between you and the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he wants to be with the woman as well. Maybe he wants to get. Maybe
I
did
hope
he
so.
know her? Are you
No,
sure he
there
didn't
was
know
no
her?
conversation.
Maybe they know each other and they had nothing to say, but he wanted to
Hang
sit
on.
next to her because that's his girl
Hang on.
or that's his friend. And you were actually in the spot, well, I'm not sitting
No,
away from
you're
my
in the
friend
awkward
because
spot.
you're in
No,
the
no,
spot
no,
next to
no,
him.
no.
So I'm going to go sit next near my friend.
No, there was no
Interesting.
friend. And the reason why I know there was no friend, and he just made it totally awkward. This gentleman had lack of spatial awareness because I happened, as I was finishing up, he was in the locker room after, and I remember.
So he left pretty quick after you.
Well, I went and took a long shower.
Okay.
Yeah, they have great showers at my gym, and
I know. Right?
they really do.
Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah. Anyway,
Here for that. Yeah.
so I see him at his locker that he chose, and I remember when he came in.
How close to his locker was to yours?
Very close, too close. Also, this guy walked around, and like the one area of the locker where when this guy walked in was busy, and he still walked between people. So he clearly has a lack of public or spatial knowledge, and a lack of just like
Self-awareness. Yeah.
I have one more question.
I
on
thought
this.
he was a jackass.
When you left the hot tub, you're aware of things that are happening. Did he move?
I did.
Did
I
he
was
take
so
over
disgust-
your space? Because
I don't
that's
care.
part. Like if you're getting out, like the natural thing to do is, especially if you're next to three people. Okay, this spot opens. I should shift this way.
Just like in a steam room.
But did he move at all?
I didn't look because I was so pissed off.
'Cause, again, he might know the girl.
There was no conversation.
I'm just trying to come up with.
Oh my god!
You tried- no, I know what you're trying to do.
I want surveillance footage of
There's
this
too many
incident.
things that are adding up here. So
There's a lot.
right next to you. His locker's
Yeah.
right next to you.
He's right.
You got out of the shower. He's ready to go. Like he's
Yeah,
changing
like
at that
there's
time.
man, dude. I just think he liked you.
Yeah, maybe might
He
like
just wants to be
you.
buddies.
Yeah, and wants you
What
to make
about the other
person-
jackass?
Who's the other
We're not worried
jackass?
about. You're not
He
worried about
almost
the
sat
other
on my
guy.
foot.
The other guy was not a big issue. Apparently, this guy's a massive issue right now.
Oh my god!
No.
Just
both
wants to be
both
bu-
of
he
them
just
just
wants to be
lack of
buddies,
social
Tommy.
awareness and spatial awareness.
He just wants to be buddies.
Be
It's
better.
all good.
better.
Raider Jesse, just quickly, as a very large man, I must say there's very few sense of reliefs as great as when you see a tiny person bought the seat next to you at a concert. I'm polite as hell and always do my best, but man, it's tough sometimes. LOL.
You know what, Raider Jesse? When I go to concerts or even like the hockey game yesterday, I like it when there's a shorter person in front of me because I'm so short that everybody it's like 80% chance the person that's going to be in front of me is going to be taller than me. So then I don't get to see that much of the rink or that much of the stage or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I also get it as a short person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Daryl adds this. I like this. We're airing some grievances
Yes,
that
we
are
are.
completely valid.
Yeah.
Daryl says, people who stand up as soon as the plane stops, don't they know that the gate agents have to extend the bridge to the plane? Maybe the agent isn't even at the bottom of the gate yet to do that. Then you have to open the door. Where are you going? Relax. Just wait. Daryl, touche, sir.
Yeah, I understand also people are like, oh, I want to stand up because you've been sitting that long. Totally.
But Maddie's right.
We
Get
all
up,
do.
stretch it out,
Yeah,
and sit
and then
down.
kinda
If you
sit
have
down, yeah.
time, you can still sit down.
Yeah, sure. If you want to grab your backpack and then sit down or something, I guess.
Why are you grabbing your backpack? Yet?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter because it takes 1 second, literally.
I lift the armrest up and then I just shift. So then I don't have to like be
Yeah.
right next to him.
Yeah.
I just now my feet are in the aisle.
I turn on my
lift the
phone
armrest
and I
up
start
too.
going on my phone and like trying to wait for the
Yeah, you get the
internet to go and
notifications.
seeing what I missed for my
Yeah.
flight.
Exactly.
What text did I
You
miss?
return
All
your
that. I gotta start
messages.
going. I got time.
Yeah, you got time.
I got 5 minutes.
Tommy, I think you need to be more friendly
I'm very
because like
I'm
I
very
look at,
friendly.
I look at
Just clearly not in a hot tub.
yeah, but I mean Charles Barkley got like a bracelet from a dude in a steam room because he's
Yes,
friendly.
that's
like
right.
maybe you could have got something. You
I'm
need to
not
be more
in
friendly.
the steam room to have a conversation
Well,
with a stranger.
Then
Now,
that's on you, buddy.
conversations do spark up. Friends are in there, you talk, or people do want to see you and they want to talk about the team. Happy to do it, but if it's just a rando that wants to sit next to me, no, thank you. Please, spatial awareness. It's a common etiquette thing.
Okay, my last gripe is when you get on the plane and you got your bags and they're draped over your shoulders. As a person that likes to sit in the aisle seat, please stop because
Hitting you with it?
you're drilling me
Yeah.
every single time you walk by. You should have enough strength in your arms if you're going to check your bag to put it in front of you, hold it, and walk down the aisle straight.
I do that.
Straight.
I do that.
Keyword is straight.
Yeah.
Not doing the S walk, drilling people side to side. I need you to walk straight with your bag in front of you. Then we're good.
I do that because I get it when people get hit. Like, again, self-awareness. Have some respect for people.
Yeah, to me, like, I like wearing my backpack. I don't want to take it off at my seat because I do find it awkward, like knocking people.
Yeah.
And I
Put it
don't,
in
so I
front of
don't do the one strap. So always it's in the arm, and I
Yeah.
carry
it in front.
As soon as
Yeah.
I'm getting close to the gates,
Yeah.
okay, this has got to go into one arm. And I got to carry
Exactly.
Oh,
The
and that's just the way it is.
strategy. Yes.
Matthew, you just reminded me of, please don't do this. Don't be these people. When you get into the bridge and you're walking into the terminal, do not walk in the middle of the damn bridge and walk slow.
Yeah.
I know there are
Opposite
older
side.
people. I know there's
Yes.
people that have disabilities and they can't walk as fast as maybe they used to be able to. Please
I'm with you.
go to the one side.
That drives me nuts too.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
This is healing.
It is. I'm
feels
Great
so
point.
good.
or
Jasmine.
I'm being triggered because I'm going tomorrow.
This is where it all stemmed from.
You just
and I
have to
want
let
you
us
to
know
have a
when you're
good
back
trip.
next week.
Yeah.
How was your flights?
I
That's
will.
what we want to know.
I'm really proud of the notes you made.
Oh,
This
those
is
were.
great. This is great.
And you're back next Wednesday.
Yeah. Yes.
So it'll be this for next Wednesday.
That's right. And
So
I will
just
be
don't know.
cranky, puffy, and
Hungover.
Why?
hungover
Are you flying back
Sad
Tuesday?
because the Canucks lost.
Monday.
So why would you be cranky on Wednesday?
I need like 2 days to recover
From what?
from vacation.
From boozing?
Or
So from the
one
long
day.
hangover, it's like Montreal. It's the long hangover. that she
It's
gets.
one
That's
day
exactly what it
after
is.
vacation.
Yeah.
She came back from Montreal and she's like, I'm just sick. I'm getting
Yeah.
sick. We're like, you're hungover. You need water.
tummy.
And then a couple days later, she's like, yeah, I'm fine now. And he's like, yeah, because you weren't sick.
Yeah.
You were hungover.
Had too many pops.
Oh God.
Five instances of bottle service in a 4-day trip.
6.
But she's sick.
sick.
Not
But my tummy
hungover.
hurts.
She's
We got
sick.
into
My tummy.
She
one
thought
day.
she was sick.
Really, Jasmine?
You
You've
don't
got an
say.
illness.
We're almost done with the Hangout for today, presented by Sentinel Storage. Again, we have Lock Shop coming up next. We've got Oil Stream this afternoon. We've got EST afternoons. We've got the Reed Welker Show with J Mel at 6 o'clock. We got Crush Performance, as well as later tonight, 9 o'clock from the Heavy Hockey Network. We got Oilers Live with Michael and Dash. That's all to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Hello Hockey this Saturday, 10 o'clock. Bells will be back for that. Cass is for tomorrow, pre-post.
Cass is back tomorrow. Bellsy, great job yesterday.
Thank you.
Some fine work. Jasmine, enjoy your trip.
Thank you. Can I quickly ask Belsy a question?
You've got like 10 seconds.
I know. Who do you think is a really handsome man
Oh, I don't know.
overall? What
Tommy.
comes to your mind? Okay.
That's my guy.
That's it.
The guy
miss
from
you,
the
Nazis.
guy from the hot tub thought so too.
Yeah, that's
on
true.
behalf of
Yeah.
Shawn, Jasmine, Tommy, I am Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. As I said, Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining